In this episode of the Out Here Winging It podcast, I'm going to introduce you to my friend Lyssa Scott. I met her at a CCV event, Clear, Calculated, and Vicious. It is a group that Rob Bailey started. Rob also started Flag Nor Fail. I wear quite a few of his things. Cool brand. Lyssa has been hired by Rob to come scale his online group. When I met Lyssa, I knew she was cool. Followed her on Instagram. This girl has lived a crazy life. And then when I brought her on the podcast, this chick is jacked on life. I feel I'm pretty pumped on life too, but when she's next level, I found myself thinking, I'm not keeping up. I'm not keeping up in life because this girl's so pumped. So through this episode, I hope you get to learn how Lyssa has framed her life in a way to squeeze absolutely everything out of it that she can. She's got some really good information, some really good one-liners, and she's just an interesting story from a young age until what she's doing now. Very inspiring, and I'm happy to introduce you guys to my friend Lyssa Scott.
So this is my friend Lyssa, our friend Lyssa, and we met you at a CCV event, which is Clear, Calculated, Vicious, that Rob Bailey started. And I think that was your first kind of intro into his business.
It was 3 weeks into us working together. Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And I was just, I don't know. I remember meeting you and thinking, this chick's cool as hell. Followed your ass. As I'm pretty sure I probably DM'd you, hey, follow me back, please. I just want
Help
friends.
me.
And since then, I've just been following your story all over Instagram. I think it's awesome. I remember seeing all the dreadlocks, seeing all your free spirit stuff. I was like, this is someone I want to talk to. Mostly because you just don't live a normal, it's not a normal average life. You're not just here to live, breathe, die.
Amen.
I'm excited to dive into where that started for you and how that started for you. I think that's where. Do you want to start? Time out. Should we start with some gifts?
I think we should start with some gifts.
Right.
Gifts
Get
or
the
gifts?
gifts. Get
You
the
brought gifts, right?
I thought you.
Peanut
Rob
butter?
DM'd
Hold
me.
on. Well, never mind. I guess that we're skipping gifts because Lyssa didn't bring gifts for us. This is bullshit.
Give me that gift real quick.
No, this is new too.
Well,
We have
I'm
gifts.
going to say this while he grabs that is you guys came to the event and I was kind of surveying the room for people who have the antenna up where your signal resonates with my signal. And I just think I came over to you guys and was like, I'm going to hang out with you guys now. And then I just kind of did that the whole weekend. Every time I would go network with someone and be like, back to Devin and Tyler. Hey guys, sick of me yet? What
at
is
this.
It's Christmas. Guys, this is
Hold on.
astounding.
So Devin has to explain.
Oh, I love a good
shut the door.
explanation.
Well, we'll start with a good gift.
That's our rebrand.
We don't know what we're doing.
Hey, I love it. And it's on cotton, 100% cotton, which is a value.
Boom.
Hell
Sick.
yeah.
Thank you.
I
Coming from a
love-
woman, that's a
That's
very
nice.
good compliment.
This is rad.
That's courtesy of JSD Apparel. That's my
guys.
wife's business. So
I love.
heck
Thank
yeah.
you. And I love that it's a large because everything oversized is a yes.
Devin, great job. I'm loving this.
Thank you, guys.
They're oversized weekend. I'm oversized large.
Yes.
Sick.
Oh, this is so rad.
Cool. Good.
So I had this idea. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
I love white elephant gifts, but they have to. You can't buy them.
Okay.
And so whatever is at your house is what you have to bring. And so that's what we have for you here.
I love that you guys CC'd me on this.
Yeah,
No,
that's
it was-
awesome.
Surprise.
I would have brought you some random shit. but
This is all random.
Let's start with yours. I'm excited.
Okay, here we are.
I love that you guys rap.
Hey, here
this.
we are. I didn't rap. Except for Tomic's piece of shit. I don't rap. I don't rap anything.
That's on brands. You rap. You don't rap.
I don't rap.
Okay,
No
here we
rap,
go.
rap.
This,
my
was,
life.
this was helped by Ozzy and Blakely, my kids.
Okay.
So there's a little bit of
know what
rendition
this
here. That is a turtle because it's just freaking badass,
Did
and
you
you can stick
Is
it
that
anywhere.
suction cup?
Yes.
Did you see
That's sick.
the post that I made where the last slide is turtles?
Nope, but
We
that's
did the
rad.
girl 13 obsessions, and the last line says sea turtles.
Oh, really?
What's
Wow.
up, dude? We're in line.
We're in this.
This is
That's
meant to be.
awesome.
This is the part I don't know what it is.
Those are bubbles.
What?
Yeah. So you can always have a party wherever you go.
Oh, I love this.
Turtles
Very
and
on
bubs.
brand. Very on brand.
Very nice. Works well.
Succulent.
And a plant for you can put it on your dash in your car, and
We'll
it'll
name
never
him-
die. Just our friendship. That was my motto. That was my
It'll never
sign.
die, just our friendship.
Yep.
That's really cute.
There we
We'll
are.
Name him Chlorophyll.
There,
Emphasis on Phil.
that's
Okay.
awesome. There we
Guys,
go.
this is very interesting and fun.
There we are. So there you go. You got
Yeah,
some
hit it.
stuff.
Thank you.
Devins, I'm nervous, but it's
I'm not nervous.
Phil like
excited,
gonna
dude.
jump out. At
No,
me.
nothing scary. Nothing bites. Nothing pokes. It's
Like
safe.
TSA, is there anything in here that could stab me?
Yes.
TSA?
Oh
Poke tap,
my
yep.
god.
What is it?
So we'll just pull it out one by one.
Okay.
That is a Harley Davidson bar riser.
Just what I need. Just what I need.
Your boyfriend might take that. Honestly,
Maybe.
he might
might.
take.
I used to
that.
custom do bikes and shit, so that was just sitting there.
That's some serious common ground. That's awesome.
That's 20 gauge shotgun shells.
These are
And
badass.
that is a hose gasket on the end of that one. Everybody always needs one of those.
And you never
They're
have
always
it.
missing. They're always
I
missing.
actually did you put it on a shotgun shell? That's kind of a
That
good
is
spot
really
for it.
cool.
Like because
I didn't want
dig
to
it.
get
I actually
lost.
need a hose gasket, and I don't know where they're at.
An extra little scrunchy thing today for me.
There it is.
There you
So
go.
great. Nice. Hux.
That's
From
that's
G.
for me, but I just had that sitting and whatever's in that.
Hux is his son's name.
It's to you, not to Huxon. That's your new lucky penny.
They stopped making pennies. Do you know that?
They did.
That's your lucky one now.
This is going to be worth a lot of money someday, as my grandma would say.
This is how it starts. I literally found that penny in the foyer the first day I came in here.
Nice.
It's
And
the Hux penny. That's what we
That's
call
what
it.
it is.
I love this.
There you
Guys,
go.
the randomness of this all is
There's
so
one more.
There's one more? Oh,
It's
I
hidden.
missed an entire.
That's half of a Roman candle.
Where's the other half?
But it couldn't fit. So it just went in the garbage.
Lad, my boyfriend loves anything explosive.
So hold on,
He
are
may
you gonna?
commandeer
Is
this
this gonna
entire
blow
I like
back
this.
at her? I'm not
I
so
thought
sure
you
about
said
light.
there was like almost nothing dangerous. No, you said nothing.
Poke.
Coke.
Nothing that'll pop out of you.
This is awesome, guys.
Nice.
I love it.
least
Thanks for, like, can I put everything
Here's my
in
wrap,
here? I feel like this
non-wrap.
is a
Yeah,
good
do
yeah, you got
whatever
a
you
good
need.
one.
Thanks for
I think
telling me this is a
Lad
white
might like
elephant
this
where I
one.
would just think this was really weird.
Nope, this is.
I think Lad might this one.
me?
Hey, don't unwrap it.
I kind of.
That's
Sorry,
my-
I'm excited.
We should-
That's my random ass bag out of the truck, so it was wrapped.
I love it.
Oh, it was?
It's like a candy bar.
Is that your bag?
What is this?
No, not these aren't out of my truck.
Oh, okay.
We
What
got more
happened?
explosive. Okay.
Firecrackers.
Flash cracker. It says.
That is so
It's like a
funny.
flash
Flash
dance
cracker?
of white people. A flash cracker.
That is so
dude.
funny.
No, I feel this is my personality.
Good.
We
You
drilled it.
knew. You didn't even know me, but you knew me.
Firecracker.
That's awesome.
Firecracker.
And stuff that blows up. So
He does.
You got pennies, turtles, firecrackers, a succulent.
A new mascot for my whole life.
Shoot.
oh.
You can say hi.
I love this, guys. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't bring you anything.
This is kind of random, but not. I planned this a week ago. Is that walkie-talkie? Oh, walkie-talkie mode.
Freaking Nextel.
I didn't know that.
Sorry.
I had to ditch.
What are you doing?
That was so fun.
My bad.
That was fun.
Good idea, Devin. That was
nice.
awesome.
We continue that forever.
Absolutely.
That's
guys
all that
nailed it.
stuff's out of my garage,
Absolutely nailed it.
except for the lucky penny,
Good. I'm
I'm
glad.
genuinely excited about all of it,
including the hose gasket.
especially
All
the hose gas. I don't even know what that is, just so we're clear.
You know when you're putting the hose into the house and it's all spraying, you turn the water on, it starts spraying.
Your water hose.
I think my closest reference is a shower head replacement.
That's it.
Well, that goes to the end of your
Yes.
hose so you don't spray
Perfect.
water.
So
I love
freaking
it.
funny.
I love it, guys. So good.
That's a good intro. Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
nice.
I don't even know where I ended.
No, we didn't end anywhere. We were just beginning. So it was you were starting to introduce Lyssa.
But I asked, specifically, how? Okay, let's just go back to my original question of whatever I thought I was thinking. How did Lyssa begin? Where did she form?
Well, we used to do this as how are you conceived?
I used to
Yeah.
start it out with that one.
Not vaginally, but how are your parents?
Do you know?
I actually don't know.
Oh, you should ask
But
them.
I mean, I could profile their personalities, and we could take an educated guess if you want.
There you go.
My mom is watercoloring, gardening. I just want to make waffles. Earth mother, not hippie druggy, but hippie wholesome. And then my dad was this drug dealing, Harley riding, still had a day job. Don't promote me. I just want to work hard, play hard type. And I know that their honeymoon was to the Bahamas because he played that song, that Bermuda, Jamaica, wanna take ya. And he said, any place that's mentioned in this song, we can go. If it's not in the song, we're not going. And so my mom had a multiple choice quiz.
Like that.
I also know that my mom was pregnant for her wedding. So I guess we're just stoked.
With you? No.
Thank God.
Yeah. I didn't know if you had siblings.
Thanks, mom and dad.
So
Are you only one? Are you one sibling? That's
between
it?
my mom and dad, I have two sisters that are my stepdad and my mom.
Okay.
They're way younger. They're 15 and 19. And they're a hoot. Love them.
Nice.
Vienna and Nika, their names are.
Okay, cool.
They got the fancy names.
What is this? Alyssa. Is it
My last name-
Alyssa?
No, it's Melissa.
Melissa.
Yeah,
Okay, but
but
we were
like-
going Lyssa.
Melissa Scott is a John Smith name. Sounds made up.
You almost sound like FBI
so
agent.
generic in the witness protection program.
Yeah,
or
dude.
something.
Melissa Scott.
And then my sister's last name is this super long Italian last name. So the names are proportionate to the last names, I guess.
Okay,
I don't know.
gotcha.
We'll go with that.
Lyssa's catchy though.
Everybody shortens your name to 2 syllables. If you have a 3-syllable name, Zachary becomes Zach.
Oh.
Or Timothy, Timmy. And so my dad was, no one's calling her Missy. That's a bitch name. So it's Lyssa. My dad wanted to name me Claudia because nobody wants to fuck a Claudia. Like, he was a character. Yeah.
Good.
So Sweet Melissa and then Harley Davidson. That's how I got my name, Melissa Harley.
That's funny.
I like that.
I had to throw that in there for you guys.
Melissa Harley, you just got a Harley Davidson bar riser. What's up?
It's on brand.
Didn't even know. So
That's
So
cool.
that's the origin of my name.
I like it. It's good. So you're from the East Coast, right?
Yep, the 215.
And then you jumped. Did you go straight to Arizona from there?
No, if we want to talk about vagabonding, we can do it.
Okay, you went all
So,
over.
Yeah, one day it was 2020, and I was working from home like everybody else was. And at that point in time, I had 7 side hustles, and I was trying to pick which 2 or 3 I wanted to keep and really like pour energy into. It was like a season of I pulled the plug on my corporate job with no plan. Then I said yes to everything, and then it was process of elimination. So I was on Facebook Marketplace looking for a desk because my desk was like not it, and I was working a lot from my bedroom at this time. I was like, all right, Facebook Marketplace, desk. And I found a van with a desk in it. So I bought it. And I was like, I'm going to leave Pennsylvania on April 1st. I had been living with friends who wanted me to go full time in my business. And they said, Lyssa, you're moving in on April 1st and you're moving out on April 1st. And our agreement was it's not cute to be like 27 living with friends and like not knowing when you're leaving. That was the first part. And the second part was we didn't want to go through like a friendship breakup where I was like, am I gonna leave? So like we just preset a date before I even moved in. So I bought the van and was like, I'm gonna leave April 1st, 2021. We're on the road. We're gonna be full time by then, and we were. And so I took off and lived on the road for 9-10 months.
Jeez.
Went all down the East Coast, had a good stint in Chattanooga, a good stint in Tampa, a good stint in Austin, and then New Mexico, all the way to San Diego, and then back to New Mexico. We actually got free housing for 3 months, house sitting. So we're like, sure, we'll hang out in New Mexico, and then back to Austin, Texas, and signed a lease. And so that was a year in Austin, a year and a half in Tucson, a year and a half in Scottsdale, and now we're in Montana. So I slowed the cadence down, but kind of kept moving around. And like even the years in Scottsdale and the years in Tucson, I was traveling like 40% of the year. So I had an apartment, but I still identified with this like on the move person, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Freelancing.
like, you don't get it. It was like my slogan at that time. I was like, yeah, I live here, but I don't live here. So 40%'s a lot, man. Like
That's a ton.
And it wasn't, a few months on the road and then a few months home. It was like those in and out trips. I'm here for 48 hours. I'm here for 3 days. I'm gone. And the joke was always like, well, you're home. When are you leaving again with the friends in those places? It's like, actually Tuesday. Funny you should ask.
Not really a joke.
so funny.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
what were your
that-
7 side hustles?
Oh boy. Let's see if I can remember all 7.
Time out, I got to make you look good.
Okay. Do I look bad?
There's a badass clip.
Okay. Fair. We can also
I like the turtle.
So good, dude. The 7 side hustles. Let's see. Babysitting for people at my CrossFit gym. CrossFit coaching in person for personal training. I was flipping stuff on eBay and Poshmark. I was waitressing. I was working for my grandma one day a week. She needed someone to come do manual labor. She's like, I have to pay you. She's like, I'll give you $100 every time you come over. I was super broke. So I was like, this is a win-win. I had my online strength and nutrition business at that time. And then I was a photographer.
Dang. You were all over.
Yeah, but it was a lot of gig work. It was really nothing had hours besides coaching. So just did whatever I wanted all the time.
Yeah.
Which was rad.
What
Yeah.
What were you doing photography wise? Was there anything in specific, or was it I'll take a
Portraits.
picture of whatever?
Yeah, people.
Okay.
So wouldn't do pets, wouldn't do babies. It's those are 2 totally different niches, right? I did some weddings. They were called whatever weddings. And the catch was they were $1,800. If anybody needs a business offer, like do this. $1,800, you get 5 shots on your shot list, not 75. Because a lot of these people, they're like, well, we need more than iPhone, but less than full-blown camera gang. And I was that middle person. And so it would attract these couples that were like, yeah, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
And it became a thing. And so one referral turned into another and another. So weddings were a big thing for me. And then because I was in the fitness space and the online space, a lot of people who were building personal brands or coaching businesses would be like, can we do like a 2-hour shoot at the gym? Like, yeah. People would come pretty far, 2 hours sometimes, just to come shoot in our gym. And I had keys to the gym. So it was a win-win there. And then one guy wanted to model and he went to my CrossFit gym. I was like, dude, you have a fighting chance. Let's shoot some pictures. So we did 2 shoots, one of him in a suit out in like a forest. Think like wide angle, super stoic. He was military. And then the other one was him working out. And it was just like this awesome compilation of the 2 sides of his personality. And I became fascinated. Like there was a moment during that shoot where it's like, this is what I want to do for people is like take the 2 sides or the 4 sides of your personality, get them captured and share those with the world. And that like morphed into the personal branding thing later.
Build
I didn't
content.
know it at the time. It was just like, you keep on doing what you feel magnetized toward. And that was a super high paying hour. Like you start to eliminate in that process of elimination, your lowest paying hours. If there's not money and there's low fulfillment, you get rid of it. Right. And like photography was one of the last things to go because it's like $200 hour and I don't feel like I'm working right now. So we would run with that. It was really fun.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Devin had a business idea, or maybe it's Tyler.
Yeah, it
Which
was me.
one?
I pitched it to Dev.
Yeah.
So basically, I talked to Deb once. I don't even know how this would make any money. It just sounds like fun first and foremost. But it was like we wanted to shoot weddings, but I don't want it to be their first wedding. I want it to be like their second or third. Because I don't want to just take pictures. I want to be like in the friggin' party.
We
with
bring
them.
the party.
We will be the party and we will capture the moment,
great
but we're
idea.
in with it. I don't even know how it all makes sense, but it sounds freaking awesome to me.
Just offer. We got to make an offer.
Yeah.
If you guys were bachelors, you would both be great rent-a-dates.
Oh my
So I think it's like the 2.0 we're married version. Where you're like, I love my wife so much. I can't be a rent-a-date, but I can.
But I
show
can
up and be
party.
You guys like the buttery bros of the wedding industry.
There you
like,
go.
The high energy, like you're in there taking pictures. And like if you get the whatever wedding crowd on that, they're not even going to be mad that half the pictures are blurry because you're dancing while taking them.
Exactly.
That's like
Yes.
what makes it cool. Be like, this is in the moment.
Yes.
You guys got to do Jewish weddings.
Oh man.
Or
Yeah.
mitzvah.
Crazy.
Or
Yeah.
mitzvah. Dude, I don't know anything about Jewish wedding.
I don't either. I just know they break glass and stuff.
Market research, just go shoot one. You'll know everything you need to
Okay.
know.
Perfect.
All right, I got to
I
get my
think that's a
website
great
up.
idea.
We have a lot of Jewish people around here. I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like
There's always one.
there's always one.
I just
somewhere.
want to yell Opa. That's all I want.
What does that even mean, dude? I have no
I don't
idea.
know. I
It's
just
like their celebratory word, like salute.
see. Makes
What's
sense.
salute? Salute? Hello.
Salute is like cheers in Spanish, I think.
Oh, sick. I don't know this stuff. I got to get out of Idaho
You're so
Falls.
white, Devin.
Dude, I am the whitest person in here.
I think she's
person
the only one
ever-
that's ever
the
heard her
whitest
say
Persian.
that. We always
Nobody
say
knows.
black.
Nobody knows what the hell I am. Don't know if you're Polynesian, Persian, Pakistani,
He's a mutt.
Iraqian.
Aren't we all, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah.
That's
He's
true.
American.
Okay, so started with that 7 gigs.
Yeah.
Started traveling up to almost a year, basically 9 months or so. Landed in Texas, and then after Texas, I was telling Tommy about this. Is that when you started getting into more of your like, I'll take you on a road trip?
That was an Arizona thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was an Arizona thing.
So the first offer that I put out was in Pennsylvania to Texas, like that era. There was 2 years where I was nutrition and strength. And the niche that I wasn't taking anybody to the CrossFit games, right? You are a high functioning human being who cares about your life and wants to participate more fully in it. And therefore, you're down to dial in the details, right? And so we would take them from a C plus in their intentions and habits to an A plus, and just let that fruit bear where it was going to bear in their life. Sometimes their marriage got better. Sometimes their physique got better. Sometimes their lifts went up. Sometimes their stress management was better. And there was 4 pillars. It was strength, nutrition, habits, and intentions. And the whole concept there was just to live a life at maximum potency, which is like my little slogan. And so that morphed into business coaching. Mid 2020, I had 11 clients. I like accidentally signed them. I signed like 60 grand a business and was like, I don't know how to do internet again. Like, wonder
That's
what
cool.
that was, right? Like, the internet worked, shit. And only 2 of them were like people I knew. The other 9 were internet strangers. And I was like, you can do this. Like, this is great. It was absolutely paradigm breaking for me. And so they were all like, hey, so we doing all this like intentions work and like vision, and I think I want to start a business. Could you help me with that? 9 of them in 11 days asked me that. And it was like God was like, this is what you're going to do. Again. And you're just like, okay, I've been summoned. Like, I never woke up and said, I'm going to be a business coach. My degree was in integrative media and marketing. So I had like the web design piece intact. And then I had this raw experience of like talking to people on the internet and bringing them in. It's like, yeah, I could probably help you. Like, I'll help you at least make your first 60 grand because I just did that. So like low promises of like, let's get you from 0 to 50K. And then let's make that a 5K package so that you 10x your investment was like my thought, right? It's like, you'll never get to the end of that and be like, wasn't worth it, didn't learn anything. It was in proportion. And so we started doing that. When I got to Texas, it was all about helping coaches like make a landing page, refine their sales process, just stuff that I had been doing, and obsessed with high ticket sales. I like realized you didn't need a big following if you had a 5K or a 10K product. I was like, wait, I have an asset that I can sell over and over again. I will never be broke again. Oh my gosh. And like, spoiler alert, I was, but it was always in the shifting of the offer. Once the offer was smooth, I knew how to get people into it. And so like, that was super, super rad. That whole chapter passed. And when I got to Arizona, I started to have this longing to be an artist again. I was like, oh, can't just keep doing landing pages and sales. It's cool, but it's like half of what I'm doing. And the other half of my skill set was like laying dormant, and it was restless.
Okay.
And if you would have asked me like, why aren't you doing that right now? It would have been like, I haven't had enough stability in my life to create. Because when you're on the road moving around like that, it's hard to really be like, I feel creative today. You're more, I feel inspired. You're taking it in, not necessarily alchemizing and like pushing art out into the world. And so like that was bananas. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about how those road trips and stuff started if you want, but I'll pause there because that was a lot of information.
What year? Was what year was that?
That was
Or
2021, 2, and 3.
Okay.
That was like
So
that
recently.
chapter. Yeah, more or less.
Have
Move
you
fast?
Like not Y2K style, like on the brink of internet stuff.
No,
It
no,
was
no.
Like recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you always, would you consider yourself, have you always been a pretty artistic person, or has this been something you've really kind of had to push?
I think that's like my first original skill set is
Okay.
just visual, right? When I was growing up, if you were like, hey, what do you want to be? When I was 4, I would have said an artist, an author, and a teacher. It's like, that's kind of what I am.
Nice.
Yeah, those 3 things, right? Sales was not on my radar, and the word entrepreneur wasn't in my vocabulary. It was like 1997, right? But like the roots were always there. I would say, if anything, I've had to grow into the sales and business side. That was like the learned piece, and the design and the marketing and like the seeing life as art was more naturally embedded.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's a great question.
Yeah. So like following with that, I guess like since it sounds crazy, like your mom and dad are like different people.
Yeah, I mean, they got
Totally
divorced
different.
for a reason.
Okay. So they're not together. Thanks, mom and dad.
Yeah.
So do you ever, like, I feel like sometimes as I grow up, I feel like I catch glimpses of my parents in me. Do you totally start to resonate in that with like, you're like, you know, you're like you said, your mom's like very organic, and like I can see that in you.
Yeah.
I can't see the biker very much, but
Yeah.
I can see like being a badass motherfucker. So it's like, do you feel that way?
I could see biker. We got some like tats. We got like
There you
the
go, that's
flannel.
true.
There's like residual biker
Yeah.
in me, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
My dad actually died on the road. and
shoot.
so it's a really important part of my story because it's kept me off a Harley all these years, right? I'm like, I will get on a dirt bike all day. But something about being in traffic, I don't trust other people on the road. I know how distracted I can drive sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if I want to drive a Harley down the highway right now. However, love the feeling. We'll get on the back of a bike at any moment. Like, it is so nostalgic and so vibrant. Like, I love it.
Gotcha.
But on the road is one of the only places that I feel my dad. And I think that's what's kept me on the American highways and so in love with this lifestyle, is that's like a way that we still bond. And like, I feel him pull strings for me and things happen in this reality. And you're like, whew, like heaven ain't that far away, man. It's like a veil, right? It's so thin. And so there's that. So I feel like that's more how his influence shows up. He's also super, super, super binge worker. Like I was saying earlier, like work hard, play hard, don't promote me. I need to be done at 4 because I got a chopper to paint at 5, right? And so like it's that artist energy, which I really embody from him, and that I'm not doing life your way, I'm doing it my way attitude is what I really took from him. My mom, wholesome. Would you look at the moon? Would you look at the sun? Guys, let's go night swimming. Let's make waffles. Like this just vibrantly festive, alive person. Absolutely a Venn diagram of the two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like for sure.
Sheesh.
So I feel like if it wasn't for my dad, I would never relate with Rob. Right? I know how to be around that hard masculine. And then like the reason that Rob and I started working together is he was like, I need your energy here. I need a snack fairy, stoke lord, distracting ninja creative in this building. Like, I am the most distracting, should never work in an office type of a person. I don't know how I'm still there every day, but they keep letting me come back. So.
That's
Working,
rad.
dude. I think sometimes, like, I don't know, thinking out loud here,
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because, like, as Rob, like, I follow his story. I don't know him well, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, he has no idea who the hell I am. But seeing a similarity in myself of, like, being so busy you don't allow yourself to live. That's what I would picture. Like, maybe that's what he's trying to get out of you. It's like, hey, come and be this piece of, like, hey, make sure I'm still alive. Like, not that he's not living, but
Living. He's alive. His heart is beating, but am I
Yes.
living, right? And
Exactly.
so one of my core things right now that I've been sitting with is like, don't have so many rules for life that you forget to live it. Right? Like we need standards of operation and a standard of excellence in our lives. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But like, dude, there's wiggle room and it's called real-time inspiration where you intentionally deviate from your plan or your routine for the sake of life is precious. I know we said we were gonna, but let's go watch the sunset, dude, for 20 minutes. And I think he needs that like fresh kind of fuck it energy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not super spontaneous, like I'm pretty calculated, but like there's a certain amount of adherence to a plan that I can do before I start to feel like a robot.
yeah.
And you're like, I gotta live a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what am I
Yeah. So I think that that's relevant for sure.
That makes sense for you're out here winging it.
Just out here
That's
winging
right.
it.
Makes
Is
sense.
Dana the same? Is she? I don't know anything about Dana.
Yeah, let's unpack Dana for a second. So what I love about Dana is she's a goofball. So we share that. But Dana is eternally present. She's not particularly a visionary or a dreamer. Like Rob always has 7 plans and 8 mental tabs open and has a to-do list for each one and is like highly, I don't even know the word, just a high functioning brain, right? Dana is a one-track mind, and I say that in a really, really good way, right? Not in a bad way. If Dana is lifting, she's like, we're on lifting now. What are you talking about, dinner? We're lifting. Or like if Dana and Kaya, the dog, is swimming, and Rob's like, do you guys want to get food in an hour? She's like, Rob, we're swimming right now. And so I think that there's a beauty there in their dichotomy of Dana is eternally present, and Rob is so caught in the future, not the past. He maybe would struggle to be present without her. I think she brings him back into the moment.
That's cool.
And I'm somebody that kind of straddles that and is like, I'm present, but I'm also like a dreamer. And so it's this cool, like little creative soup we have going on, the 3 of us.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I really enjoy Dana. And like she and I will lift, and it's always just like we're shaking our butts and laughing and lifting. And nothing's that serious. And so I also think that she reminds Rob, like, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
It's serious. We should take charge of things, but like we're not in control. So we might as well dance during the lift.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome, dude. What they have is so beautiful. That's why it's lasted so long, I think. It's like
That's so cool.
they're 18 years together, right? For a reason, right?
That's rad.
So
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
So you're loving whitefish.
Yeah, in the Flathead. So I live in
Flathead area.
a town called Evergreen, Montana, which sounds made up.
Kalispell.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. So I'm 6 minutes from the office.
Oh, that's sick.
Great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Didn't I see a video of you not too recently and you like had a camper?
I lived in camper of the summer. Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the ways that I got to Montana, you know, when you say yes to things, there's then like the now what of the reality of that decision. And I was like, one of the now what's was I still have a lease in Scottsdale. So I don't want 2 leases. So what can I do? And Chelsea, Rob's right-hand woman for all things
Was that the blondie?
statistics. Yes, we call her Quads.
Okay,
Yes.
quads.
So she's the director of operations, but Rob doesn't believe in job titles, so she's the chaos coordinator.
Gotcha.
Right? She literally is the glue to that entire building. No Chelsea, nothing would function. And so Chelsea says to me, I don't know if you want to live in a camper, but I got one if you want to hop in. She's like, yeah, it's like this much a month. And it was like, yes, very doable amount. And so I was like, yep, get me to Montana. And so it was this nice, I'm a big fan of giving things 90 days before you like hard commit. And so I threw whatever fit in the Tacoma, drove up the 20 hours, showed up, lived in Chelsea's camper all summer before I got every belonging of mine from Arizona, before I left my best friend and roommate down there. Like, I was like, let's make sure this is a working thing. With sales jobs, a lot of times, and thank God this wasn't the situation, but they'll say, you're going to make all this money and it's going to be great. And you get up there and you're like, no, I'm making $5,000. Right? So I didn't want that to happen. It's like, we need to make this justifiable. So we gave it like a 90-day dry run of me being there. End of summer, we had a check-in and it was like, yeah, you can move up here all the way.
Nice.
So September, I got my apartment and stopped driving 40 minutes from a camper to work.
So you're there for now, for good.
Yeah, for good.
now.
Yes.
Wherever that
40% of the year.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It feels good to have a home base. I needed that stability and that routine. And like being with my boyfriend Lad now too, he's so grounding because he's such a routine person. Also will break routine and live a little, but like I kind of know what he's up to and where to find him. Even if we don't communicate, I'm like, he's at the shop. We're like, we'll see each other later. And it's that nice, just like hum of something familiar while your day is not that.
Yeah.
It's anything but that. Keaton's landing in a helicopter in 10 minutes. Everybody be ready. It's like, okay, all right, cool.
Sick.
So my day is very juxtaposed in that way where we have chaos at work and then outside of work, it's a lot more chill.
That's
So cool. Seems like that entire atmosphere is just one that is, I don't know, exciting.
It keeps you on your toes, right? Like even a boring day at Flag is like, oh, still pretty rad. Like a boring day is I make 75 cold calls and get hung up on 2 or 3 times. It makes me laugh. I take, 4 to 6 sales calls. So I have 4 to 6 actual conversations. And then I go lift with Dana Lynn Bailey and Chelsea. Still pretty lit.
That's pretty legit.
pretty sick.
Dude.
There's still a lot of
That's,
action
you're living
there.
someone's dream. And you might be living your own dream, right? But like, I would assume a lot of people want to lift with Dana.
It's something, dude. It's
Like,
like
it's
we don't even
cool.
have to be talking to each other. And I'm just like feeding off of her energy. And she doesn't like to train alone. So she'll do her own thing, but she loves that like shoulder time where like someone else is around, that positive peer pressure of like, okay, I'm not going to rest for 7 minutes between sets because like we're here together. And then she and I keep each other motivated. And then like yesterday we were playing a game where I was DJing. We take turns who plays the music. And I'm like, Dana, do you want it to sound like a Mexican beach club in here or like your dad's garage? Because I have 2 sides to my personality. And so she's like, let's go Mexican beach club. She's like, what do you mean? And so I put on this playlist. And she's like, nah, dude, we're in St. Bart's. And then like every couple songs, I'd be like, Dana, what country are we in? And she'd be like, Tulum, Cabo, or which city, whatever.
Yeah.
We're in Nicaragua now. We're just like playing this funny game. Like it's just not that serious,
That's cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
To anybody that doesn't know who Dana Lynn Bailey is,
Yes.
is she
Go
2-time
look
Mrs.
her up.
Olympia? 2-time?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Jacked. I remember even the reason I know about Rob is I lived in Texas for a little bit and I worked out with a bodybuilder and he was like, dude, you got to check this YouTube out.
Yeah.
He's like, they just built this place called the War House. And I'm like, that's rad. And I just would watch his YouTube videos with my buddy.
Yeah.
And then I have years go by. And I honestly think with just social media, ads started popping up.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the dude. Like, that's the dude I saw in Texas. Like when I was living there.
Howdy guy.
That's that guy. And I don't even know how I ended up in CCV. Dude, that's a whole crazy story of my own. But
Yeah.
we don't have to go there. All I know is you got a cool ass job.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And-
a job. It's like not even. I love it.
Yeah, job.
Yeah.
That's badass.
And I mean, we're 1099 for life. Okay. So like Rob goes to hire me and he's like, I want to get you here in Montana full time. And I'm like, I live in Arizona. What's your offer, sir? Like, and I'm not hireable. I built a whole brand around being unemployed and successful. What are you actually saying? He's like, I'm going to be your only client and I want you to move up here. I was like, as an employee? He's like, no, I can't hire you. It's this whole funny conversation.
That's awesome.
And so it's like the running joke there is Lyssa does whatever she wants. I don't work on the Flag Nor Fail team which has hours and a dress code and W-2 things, I come in when I want, I leave when I want, I wear what I want, I bring friends to the gym and like the first week I was there, one of the web design guys was like, why isn't Lyssa like getting here on time? Like she's rolling in at like 10:30. No one answers in the CRM between 7 and 10 a.m. So like, why would I be here, right? And Rob just looks at him and he's like, Lyssa can do whatever she wants. And that quote happened, that moment happened 3 or 4 times. And now it's the running joke is I was the personality hire and I can just do whatever I want all the time.
That's awesome. Made your own
So,
job.
like, yeah. But going back to Warhouse, I actually want to visit that for a second. So Warhouse was in Pennsylvania, and I'm from Pennsylvania. And it was only 40 minutes from me. And I was super into CrossFit at the time. And I remember my friend Hunter was like, so CrossFit gyms close at like, what, 6 o'clock on a Friday night? Like, you're not going to find an open late CrossFit gym, right? He's like, there's this gym called Warhouse, and they're open till 11. You want to go? And I was like, on a Friday? Hell yeah. So we would road trip 40 minutes, which isn't even far, over to Warhouse, and we would be like fish out of water in this bodybuilding powerlifting gym doing like toes to bar work. He would do muscle ups, and we would just have the best time. It was such a good vibe in there. And like, I remember I was not super happy at that time in my life. I had like gotten dumped, and I was like, the barbell is the only thing that matters. This is my coping mechanism. And so like, I couldn't wait to meet Rob. I knew I was going to meet him at some point naturally. I didn't need to like be like calling, so how can I get in touch with Rob and Dana? You know, nothing like super fan. But I was like, dude, I just want to say thank you, you know? And like the way we met was so crazy because I met him in an airport at midnight where he was like, nice to meet you, Lyssa Scott. And I'm like, this is not how I thought I would meet you.
Curveball.
Like, just absolutely crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy. So I just wanted to tack that in there because I think it's a really good story.
That's so cool.
Is that gym still open?
No,
Dang
they
it.
closed it when they moved to Montana.
Oh, you're going there.
I'm going to Pennsylvania in February.
Yeah.
Gotta hit
Check
it
out
up.
Fusion Gyms.
Where's it
I
at,
learned
though?
that at CCV.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. There's
I
4
will.
of them.
I'm going to Harrisburg. They close?
Okay. I
Fusion
don't know if
gyms?
there's one there.
I don't know, but I heard this dude's story from Rob at the CCV event talking about Fusion Gyms. And this dude has like a Jewish rabbi. I don't know what he is. Investor.
Is anyone getting
Maybe I can
married
find a
in
Jewish
this
wedding.
community?
Yeah, dude.
It's
Opa!
destiny. It's fate.
Bro, hook me up with that investor. But he would just go and like find, it was COVID, right? And so like all these huge buildings were going,
Extinct.
yes. And so he came in and like, well, I'll lease this essentially for nothing,
Yeah,
it sounds like. And they would just get shit from China and shut full his gym full of all his brand new stuff. Massive.
It's like a
warehouses.
mall.
Yeah, it's a mall. I think
Literally.
one of them
Way to
was a
say
mall.
Yeah.
But I had to follow that guy. So that's crazy.
Yeah, his stuff's like, and then there's like marble like details in it and stuff.
Bro, he has a Lamborghini in the one. I was like looking at it last night.
Oh wow,
I don't even know why.
that's crazy.
You were preparing for this podcast. You
Probably,
just
dude.
didn't
I'm
know
just
it.
like,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So wild.
It's a dude. Even some of my dreams came true at CCV. So yeah, tell Rob thank you because my dream that came true at CCV was listening to music so fucking loud you couldn't talk.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I remember I was sitting in the sauna, and I think we just got done working out. And then he turned the music. I'm like, we're going back. Like,
It was no face, no case. That's what it was.
Are you talking about Sunday when we were all there lifting?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
It's like a bonus session with like 11 of us. That
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
and I was like, this is so.
He had on a Tribe Called Red. Do you guys know who that is? It's like Native American EDM.
Yes, I know this one.
It's very
I've
distinct.
seen it in a ski film.
Yeah, and it's super popular like in the mountain world, right?
Yeah.
And then one day, Dana, Rob, and I lifted to that for like an hour and a half. That and an extension of that, right? He had other artists like pinned in that same genre. And I was like, this is awesome.
It's so
But yeah,
rad.
sometimes it's so loud that I'm like, are the neighbors gonna like, call?
No neighbors.
There's some
is?
neighbors and they like hate when we do car show chaos and everything. They're like,
No way.
it's like, guys, it's for the children's hospital.
Yeah, come on.
Come on. And then they calm down.
That's so wild. I mean, I'm a Goosebumps feeler musicer. And
Yeah.
so when the bass, because the huge,
Musicer.
I don't know
That's
what you
scientific.
call it, bro. But I'm like, I'm
Yes.
serious. I really will get the goosebumps from music. Yeah.
Yes.
And when I, like, the bass is smacking, dude, I'm like, oh my gosh. I feel like I am a different person.
Yeah.
You are. You're in a different
lift.
state.
Yeah, dude.
What was your most like profound experience with music?
I have no idea. I know that my so I'm adopted, but I know my birth father's side of the family is super musical. My adoptive parents, not. So they were just like, nah, we're just not doing that. But I've always wondered if I stepped into something like that, what would come from it.
Yeah.
Just haven't. But I'd love to give myself some time to do that. I just haven't. I have a hard time giving myself. I think I probably like. I'm like Rob in a sense of like, do I want to take the time to learn something new, or do I just keep hammering what I know?
Yeah.
Like
Many open mental tabs as well,
Yeah.
right? Like high functioning, just
high functioning
go.
anxiety.
Well, you know that you're not gonna pick up an instrument and then like kind of do it. That's your personality.
Yeah.
Right? Is like you're gonna get into it. So
Yeah,
maybe
that-
just go
full in.
continue to go see live music and
Yeah.
continue to let it fuel those other things you're already doing for a minute. I think that's smart.
I love it. I love live music, and I almost. That's funny. I'll get depressed after concerts.
Me too. I'm going through withdrawal on the way home.
Be like, dang it.
I'll be like, why the fuck am I not that cool?
I'm just like a kid whose birthday party's over. I'm like sad.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
To me, I'm like, that dude just played his heart out. He put his whole life into this and just gave the sweetest show, and I'm just over here. Like, it was so good.
just a normie.
I'm just a nobody. What is this? What's our podcast other name? The Nobodies?
Nobody has the nobodies. Makes sense.
Shit, dude.
Yeah, that's funny. Especially like the music that he has there. His system, his subwoofer is like the size of this table.
Yeah. And
It's
I asked him, like,
insane.
I need this. Do I have one? No, but the one could fit in here.
Yeah, it was awesome. That place is sick. Like if you could think of like a dreamland of work and play, they nailed it. Like that place is freaking awesome.
They did nail it. I
That's
agree.
cool.
It all started with the Ninja Turtles inspiration.
Yep. Yeah.
Rob just like loved warehouses. He was like, I'm gonna build one.
That's
I
cool.
love that.
Badass.
Yeah.
So like back onto you. So being there, like you're basically like the freaking cheerleader in a sense. Like you're the personality, right?
I'm literally the personality hire. One day I walked into Rob's office and I was like, wait, was I the personality hire? And he's like, 100%. Didn't even move. I was like, okay, don't soften the blow at all. It's fine.
Yeah. Exactly.
But I mean,
Dang.
I'll take it. Right?
Yeah.
If I'm known for bringing the vibe, I humbly accept.
So like with that being said, would you say that like I'm trying to unpack you like, dude, like are you just like do you have to ramp yourself up on some days that you're like that's me? Like let's get to know you, damn it. I want to know you.
Yeah, I think my energy, Rob and Flag aside, right? Like just how I operate in the world is I value expression. It's one of my top two values. And so I have this belief that like expression in real time is intimacy. Expression in delay, when you say, let's say you write a book, talk about things that happened 5-10 years ago, that's a different thing. It's still expression, but it's different. And I'm lucky that in my relationships, in my friendships, at work, I can be me in real time. And there's no forcing of like, if I have a lower vibrational day where I'm just like operating slower, it's not even really lower. It's just the tempo changes, right? From me being Philadelphian, 3x speed, bop, 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 to like, hey guys, what's up? I'm a
Yeah.
little tired today.
Yep.
That's okay, right? There's room for human variance in my life, and I've created it that way. If there's not room for that, I don't associate with that person or that place because it's like I now have to put on a mask to walk in here, and I don't want to do that, right? I've done that for years. We don't need to keep doing that. So my dad dying at a young age snapped me into the urgency for life, which led me to refuse to do a lot of things that I think people normally take a while to like get fed up with. I was already fed up. I was like 15. It's like faking it, trash. Not being me in real time, trash. Expectations, trash. People pleasing, trash. I was like, all right, guys, I'm here. You know,
Yeah.
and it's made me this very almost confrontational person because I'm like, Devin, I can tell you're not happy with me right now. What's going on, man? Because I don't want to fake it. I don't want to tiptoe around you, right?
Yeah.
So like for work, there's definitely days where when I waitressed, right, and when I had food industry experience, there's a collective vibe to the whole night. You walk into work at like 4:00 as like a cocktail waitress, and you're like, I know exactly which night's going to be like by like 4:30.
Okay.
You can just like get a read. And it's the same thing when I walk into a room, big or small. It's like I can get a read on, do I need to like taper up or taper down? It's still within the variance of me being me, but like I'm not tone deaf, right? And Rob and I had a conversation the one day. He's like, you're just tone deaf enough. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you don't care if I'm in a bad mood. You're still in a good mood. And I was like, yeah, your mood is not my mood. But I'm going to come in with awareness, right? I'm not going to be like sunshine and rainbows coming out of my face. I'm just going to be still happy, even if you're having a day. And so we've actually talked about that, which is interesting. But being there and being able to just be like, okay, I'm going to take into account where I authentically am today. And then I'm going to read the room and then I'm going to operate accordingly is kind of how I approach that. There's days where I walk in and every single office lights are off. People are in their work cave and it is very clearly a get shit done day. I'm going to be slightly less distracting on that day. Then there's days where I walk in, everybody's out in the common areas super often and like there's more footsteps, maybe music's on. I'm going to be a lot more distracting that day.
There you
right?
go.
Because of the mode that people are in around me. And so you fall into an energy similar to like the waitressing where there's a vibe of the day. And like their vibe isn't always your vibe, but you kind of acclimate mutually. And so I'm always trying to bring everybody up just a notch. And I think sometimes they have to bring me down a notch, which is totally fine.
Okay.
Like, mellow me out.
Yeah, I
you
like
know?
that.
Yeah. It's not a concrete answer. It's a fluid answer. Right?
No, it's
There's
good.
a fluidity to art and life and expression as well. And so,
No, yeah. It helps me understand who you are because it's like
yeah.
you're always so upbeat. Even like when me and Devin met you at CCV, it was like you were like the social butterfly. You could tell that you were the one that was like bouncing around, you know, like a bouncy ball, just trying to figure out like what's going on, every group. But there's also got to be parts of you that like struggles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm just like, how do you get that battery? You know what I mean?
We're going to talk about battery. Okay. All right. I'm stoked all the time, permanently stoked. Even when I'm not stoked, like, okay, me depressed, the baseline of depressed for someone else, I'm like a normal person when I'm having a bad day because the baseline or the homeostasis is so high. I don't drink a lot of caffeine. When I do, it gets extra, right? So if I'm having a day where I'm like feeling like I'm dragging,
Okay.
like, okay, I'll have up to 100 milligrams of caffeine. Beyond that, we have diminishing returns.
Okay.
So there's healthy limits and boundaries there. It's not like I'm just like Redcon and Zin all day by any means. But no, there's a natural stoke for life because there's a natural reverence for it. So my two core things, heart set and my mindset, I was like, heart set is life is precious. We are on a spinning rock in space. But we have no idea how got here, and we have no idea how we got here. And I'm lucky enough to be alive at the same time as you and know you and know you and know you. What? Like I come back to that often. There's the other part of we don't know how many years we're going to get, right? So like we think we get 75, we might get 43, like my father. That means I'm almost done if I put that lens on. And there is a like rip on life means to squeeze every drop out of it because it's not guaranteed, because it's an unknown, because it's a variable. And so when we get into that like more masculine side of how I'm thinking versus how I'm feeling is like, you better fucking live like this is the gift that it is or else, right? Like I could do that to everybody at any given moment where I'm like, do you know how lucky you are? Because if you don't, let me bring you back to it right now, right? And like I'm a woman of faith. And so like there's also like God in there and Jesus in there and me being like, we have a God that like cared enough to come into human form to connect with you. And you're telling me like, you're mad because your shoelace is untied? Like I just like, it's like, I lost an eyelash. Like figure it out, right? So operating from a place of, hey, those are the underlying beliefs. And then the like mode of operation is very like, if you don't like it, change it. I grew up in the tri-state area, Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey, all right there. Everybody just bitches. They're like, the weather, the this, the that, my boss, there's teardrops tattooed on these two fingers because I got tired of hearing it. I didn't know what to say back. So I just tattooed some teardrops right in here.
That's funny.
And I was just like, okay, what are you going to do about it? And it became this chip on my shoulder for like a decade where I was like, fucking fix it.
Yeah.
Like I want my life to be a living, breathing example of what happens when you fucking go for it. And I want it to be confronting so that when you watch me, you go like, why am I still in my hometown doing that? What is possible right now, right? And really just maxing out life, maximum potency, because a life at baseline is never the goal. Like my capacity to hold pleasure is the same and mirrored as my capacity to hold pain. And I was asked to hold a lot of pain really early. And therefore, I know what a high feels like, right? And so it's like coming back into the texture of the human experience of like, is your goal really just to exist at baseline and complain that you live in New Jersey for the rest of your life in the armpit of the United States?
Yeah.
Or are you going to get in your car? They sell tickets to anybody, like for airports. I don't know if you guys know that, right? But like I often will go on this rant with people and they laugh, they giggle, but it's like, what are you doing about it?
It happens here.
Like,
it happens
Well,
everywhere.
it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's
Maybe not as bad in
extra-
New Jersey. And
There's a
Philadelphia,
dark
but-
cloud over the tri-state area where
Yeah.
people just stay. And you're like, I'm the only one in my family that's picked up and lived out west. And it's like, I came out here when I was 14 to Arizona for the first time. That was the first time I was west of the Rockies. And I sat there and was like, this exists and we live in Pennsylvania. I was mad. I was legitimately like, what are we doing? Like my stepdad, I was like, why do we live here? You're the head of the household. Fix it. And so like,
That's
it's
awesome.
still like a little beef and banter that we have between us as I'm like, still living in PA.
Dude, that's so
still
funny.
doing the thing. My parents live here. I grew up. Okay, so what? You have feet, not roots. Move, right? So like, I just think that life is meant to be experienced. And like, it's our job to go freaking figure it out. If you leave and you hate it, go back.
Yeah.
If you quit your job and you're like, wait, I hate being an entrepreneur, there's another job. They'll hire you again. Promise.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
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 Dude, you're like a human Adderall. You are.
And Lad, my boyfriend's like a human Xanax.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's pretty chill. You get him jacked up on snowmobiles, though. I know that.
He gets rowdy for a minute, but his baseline is pretty level.
No, it's awesome. He's super cool, dude.
I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
So you've talked about like values, core beliefs, stuff like that. Like how did you find those that you think like throughout your life?
All right, find them.
Or
Interesting.
yeah, or like what made you? Because you've said like very distinctly like these are my beliefs, these are my core values.
Yeah, I think that they were felt first, and then there was, let's see, from the time I was 16 till the time I was 23, there was a period of extraction and naming. And one of my core struggles was like, I'm singing this song internally that I don't know how to express externally. Therefore, I feel alone. But it's my job to express it and see who, if I start singing a song, who knows the lyrics to this song as well, right? Sometimes if I start singing a song, one of you will know it, you'll jump in.
Sure.
Another one of you may look at me and go like, I've never heard that song. But if I'm not singing, I can't complain that I'm alone. And that was, I don't know how that came to be, but I was at a retreat in 2020, and this is where things landed, right? There was this continual process of me getting curious, was always really into journaling from a super young age. I've journaled since I was like 4. My mom put a journal in my hand, and on and off from the time I was 4, my life is chronicled. I wanted to be an author. It made sense. Have the girl write, right? And so there was always this processing that would happen, and I could see my thoughts on paper. But I was at a retreat, and someone said to me, he said, Lyssa, you're at a threshold in your life. And if you come up to a cliff and there's a line and your toes are hanging over this much, that's cool. You're looking over the cliff. But there comes a point where your foot is here, and if you don't jump, you fall. He's like, you have to jump. And for me, that was going all in on my value system, going all in on my lifestyle, going all in on the business. They were all one thing. And it was this expression of me that refused to lay dormant or hide or not be witnessed. There just became a boiling point, like 212. We were at 210 on that retreat, right? And he was like, dude, you gotta send it. Nobody likes a half send. We say, like, what do we say when someone half sends it? We say, ooh. He's like, don't let your life be an ooh when you get to the end of it, right? And so like that mentor that I had, his name is Graham Lickner. He's now a men's mentor only, but at that time he was doing business/life coaching. And he made me name it, man. Like, and I would brain dump 7 pages and be like, I went so deep. He'd be like, another 15 pages. What? I can't go any deeper. He's like, keep peeling the onion. And I'm just so grateful for his insistence on the iterative process that is life, where he was like, no, keep digging. You'll know when your treasure or your shovel hits the treasure. Like, keep digging. Let's keep going. And he has a gift for seeing people, right? So my need to be witnessed and seen was met just perfectly with his skill set and his ability and his insistence on extracting from people. Like, that's his thing in life, is like, share your gifts with the world. We have to know what they are before we can share them. So he was such an instrument in the final layers of that. Like, I'd gotten myself as far as I could. And then he was like, cool, what are your top 2 values? They're due on Friday. And like put a paper in front of me, right? Or like, hey, you're going to go brain dump first. This is what he told me. And I love this. I tell people this all the time. If you don't know what you're all about, sit still as long as you've ever sat still which for some people is like 21 minutes, right? And then at the end of that 21 minutes, then you brain dump. And you do that practice 7 to 10 days in a row. And then you read your brain dumps to someone that you trust, right? A best friend or a partner, somebody who really already knows you. And you say, what do you keep hearing me say? What do we keep coming back to? I sound like a broken record. And the thing that I kept coming back to in my work and in my service was like, if I were to get someone to live a life at maximum potency, what would the ingredients and experiences be leading up to that? And how can I almost force you to do that? Like, how would that become inevitable? And I just kept on saying, what are the ingredients to a life at maximum potency? Because I didn't want to be dull. I didn't want to be dead inside. I didn't want to be going through the motions. And like, that became that first life coaching offer, that intentions and habits. And there was this like period of me sharing that with people and really watching them receive it and be like, so impressed by how willing they were to express and extract. But it all started with somebody being like, no, go further. No more. You're like, I'm uncomfortable. I bawled my eyes out at this retreat, right? Like feeling so seen and exposed and just like rocked to my core. So I don't know that there was a moment besides that was like the tipping moment, but like curiosity and a good mentor.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. I want to follow back with what you said. I really liked how did you say it? You said that you have so much pain. That's how much you have it for pleasure at the same time.
Yeah. So like some people live life like this, like there's baseline.
Yeah.
And if we're a flat line, what are we?
Dead.
Yes. Some people only scribble this far from baseline. It's like a 2-inch scribble.
Right.
And those people are typically just hardwired for safety. There may be trauma there. There may be a reason why they're only scribbling this far, right? It's like, what's your life going to look like at the end of it? Probably just going to do what they told you to do. You're going to be hyper controllable. You're going to be quiet about your opinions. You're going to be quiet about your preferences. You're going to be quiet in your experience.
Right.
You're not going to live a legacy, most likely, unless it was a legacy of consistency. It's about it, right? The further you start to scribble, the more
Deeper.
painful and the more pleasure it gets, right? And so it's like, okay, if I go deep into my pain, not just experience it, not just go through it, but work through it, be with it, sit in it, let the skeleton out of the closet. I used to be scared of my feelings because I wouldn't feel them often because I'm like this hyper-stimulated person that just like runs at life full speed a lot, right? And like I would eventually have a sad day, or like a Sunday, or like a Saturday, where like I'm kind of reprieved from the world. It gets a little too quiet for a day or two, and I'm like, I've been avoiding this thing. It's taking me over because I've been avoiding it, right? It's this huge feeling that would have me laid out for 3 days, like unable to, I don't want to say unable to move, but unable to be inspired, unable to thrive. And like, I was dating somebody at the time who would, maybe this is, you know, a little bit emotionally abusive, but he would make me stay in these conversations 3, 4, 5 hours, so far beyond my bandwidth, right? And the healthy limit and boundary was being broken when I was like, we need to table this and come back to it tomorrow. He's like, no, we're going to stay in it. Similar to that mentor, right? I was like, whoa, what is this? And those were the conversations that I wasn't taking a small dose of feelings and like feeling them and acclimating them. I was taking a hyper dose, like a 5 gram of mushroom dose of feelings and just sitting with them and being like, I don't know what just happened to me.
Numbed up.
Right? After a couple years of that, though, I started to be able to access my feelings in appropriate servings. I had a coach that worked with me through music. I said, I keep listening to music and crying and I can't figure out why. And he's like, that's a doorway. That's why. Let's open the door. So every week we would sit with 2 songs. I would cry my eyes out. And we'd talk about what it brought up in me and what was maybe a loose end and what was maybe an instruction or a magnet to meaning, right? And we found like meaning in the mundane, right? It's a normal Tuesday, but all of a sudden like the song is like a ceremony and you're like, I'm getting rocked by this. That it's funny that Keep on a Rockin' Me Baby was one of those songs that would make me bawl, and it was like super nostalgic and tied to my dad's garage. Whoa, right? But like I can feel a feeling for 3 minutes, the length of the song, and I can sit with it for 30. And oh my God, I can still like go to dinner tonight because I'm not.
You're not
It
stuck
was these
there.
bite-sized pieces, right? And so like learning how to feel in a bite-sized chunk, man, was such a gift. Like such a gift. I don't even know what question was asked. We just went so deep on that I don't know where I am in
No,
space. But
that was good.
it was that was a huge thing in that process.
Yeah, so essentially, basically, like, you know, just thinking about the pain you went through, you found great ways to What am I trying to say?
Carpe that diem.
No, that ain't.
Carpe diem.
Compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, so it's like you basically found ways to
Sit in the pain.
sit in it,
and
but
be
then
with it
but
and
then
look
you
at it.
could chop it up
Yes.
and you could put it in ways that you knew that like this is 15 minutes, this is gonna suck ass, but I know
Yeah.
in 15 minutes I can go eat dinner and not let that.
Like I can be okay again in an hour.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And so like the ability to sit in that pain, you brought me right back on track, started to become like my antenna or my receptors for feelings are now open again. And you can't receive with a closed fist, which is what I was walking around like. And it was a pressurized closed fist because when that thing would erupt, it was like, oh, here's all the feelings I've not been feeling for a year. All at once. Like, talk about someone hard to be with. Like, shout out to my ex for like sitting and
I'll
seeing a
fight
year of
you, you
feelings
piece of
at
shit.
one. But like, he taught me so much about feelings. But anyway, the pleasure then can be received too,
Yeah.
because your feeling center is like open again, for lack of a better word. And so I started to go on like road trips, and I remember I was driving from Salt Lake up to Boise. And like, I don't know what it was, but certain mountain view, certain lighting, certain song, certain time, bawling. But in this awesome way where it wasn't heavy. It was just like, I wasn't sobbing. It was just tears. And I was like, is this what it's like to hold pleasure? Holy shit. And then when I started doing those not podcasts, road trips with clients, I started to be like, hey, shoulders. Look at that. And be able to facilitate people through feeling, and the art, the branding, the offers that come out of that place of raw human experience. Like,
Yeah.
we were meant for real dopamine, the cold plunge, the sunrise, the sunset, the oxytocin, the endorphins. We were not meant for likes on a screen and like shopping and like all of these things that are artificial dopamine, right? And so like when I can get then someone else into it, and that's where like the retreat hosting and the coaching became this really juicy and exhausting, right? Because you're feeling all these things with people all the time thing. And I'm like, oh boy, like, it was so cool. But yeah, a life at baseline was never the goal. And so now that keeps me really grounded when I'm in pain. I'm like, thank God I can feel this, because I didn't used to be able to feel it.
Right.
And thank God when I'm having an awesome moment, I can feel that too. So I think that's one of the reasons people who become hyper successful become sad, is they stop being able to feel things because they're moving at the speed of light. It's like slow is smooth and smooth is fast. If you slow down to a cadence where you can actually experience the experience, the success will make you happy because you'll feel every ounce of what's coming through
Right.
instead of, phew.
It's like being
know?
in the now is extremely important no matter how high speed you are.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Pretty
Exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
At least having the ability to drop in. I don't think you have to be dropped in every second, or you become this like hypersensitive being that can't get anything done. There's also just like the shut up and get it done in me, right? Where it's like, hey, maybe from 9 to 3 today, phone's on airplane mode, I'm going to go in. But from 3 to 4, I'm going to go breathe and do a workout, and I'm going to feel everything, right? And so like, I don't think you need to be in that feeling state all the time. I think it's always a amalgamation of how do I want to feel and what do I want to do? And you have to balance those two things and let them cross-pollinate in your life in non-equal ratios, by the way. There may be a lot more get shit done and a lot less feeling in someone, and in someone else, a lot more feeling and a lot less get shit done. That masculine and feminine side is like, so just the ratio is different in everybody. And I don't
Right.
think that's a bad thing.
No.
You know?
That's so crazy. You talk about the masculine and the feminine. When I went to Capri 2 weeks ago, she
She's a
talked about
medium.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she talked about so she did hypnotherapy. So this is my second session with her on hypnotherapy. And she said, she's like, there was like on this whole vision thing, right? And it was like, I'm always in water for some reason, like swimming deep in water. And then, so I was 90 feet deep on one portion and 30-ish feet deep on another. And she was like, that 30 feet is your masculine, the 90 feet is your feminine. Like, you need to like weigh that, and like they need to come together and whatever. And it's like, it's this whole deep thing, but it's like you're masculine. You're always like, I got to get it done. It's just what it is. This is my to-do list, A, B, C, D. It doesn't matter. I got to do it. And she's
Execute,
like,
execute.
yeah, all the time. Just go. Just, it doesn't matter. Just bust through this wall and make it happen. And then she's like, but then your feminine is like the little bullet points in between them. They're like, okay, this is it. I have to do this. But okay, so here we go. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it this way, and I'm going to do it this way, and it's going to make that task done instead of just crashing through a wall and doing it.
It's going crazy.
Yeah, it's your force and your flow. Is like a good way to say
and I'm
it.
still
right?
not good at it, but
No, but there's now you have awareness. So now you can start to do that dance, even if you're doing the dance really bad at first.
Yeah.
Like you actually at least know that there's a balance to be struck or a connection to be made. And like when those things are connected, like just like Graham said to me, you'll know it when you feel it.
right.
She'll be like, oh, I was in a flow state, but I still got a shit ton done.
Yeah.
That's cool. One supports the other. It's not like I think a lot of people with the feminine, they're like, well, just be. Well, who's going to get it done then? Like there's this, that was my resistance to it is like, the to-do list isn't going away.
Right.
Like that's cute, but it was a luxury that I didn't give myself, right? And then you start to look at like, okay, but what if I just take a slice of cake? Like cake being pleasure, right? And I just insert that slice of cake into my day somewhere. Like, what's 20 minutes where I can drop in? Because again, it starts with those bite-sized things. Like I cannot still wake up on a Saturday and be like, well, what a wonderful day of whimsy. What do I want to do today? And just like float like a butterfly through life. I just always something that I need to get done that day. Like one of the things I resonate with some of Rob's ethos is like, I don't just hang out. There's always purpose. There's always an intention to that day or that hour or that task. But like, not the whole day. There's 20 minutes where I just eat a piece of cake, And it's like, oh, I can do that. Like, what's that one thing that's going to give me a little bit more joy today? Like, you know what? I really wish this drink had ice cubes in it. Cool. That's joy. I really want to take a bath tonight when this whole day is done. That's joy. Hey, I'm going to make 5 minutes to go stare at the winter sky because it's freaking sweet. That's joy, right? And creating a life where if you don't have the 5 minutes, you need 5 days.
That's cool.
Like take 5 days off and find it again because your priorities are out of whack, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Great question.
What would you say, like, so you feel like you could live a pretty sick life. I feel like you do. What's your goals for, like, Devin always talks about being a dreamer. Mm-hmm. Like, what's your dreams still?
Dreamweaver over here,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That's his tagline.
What's on the docket for you? Like, what's some of the things you haven't reached yet that you're like, that's going to happen, or you're hoping you can shoot for,
Yeah, so going back to your question about struggle, one of my struggles in the last year has been I lived a lot really hard, really fast. And I crossed a shit ton off my bucket list. And if you were to ask me a year ago, like, you're living a really sick life, the answer is still yes now, right? But then I was just so in the momentum of it. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a celebrity, right? I think all of us did. Like, now kids want to be influencers, but like Aaron Carter, backup dancer, me, tour bus. That was my vision, right? I was like 7. I wanted to live out of a suitcase. I wanted that lifestyle that a rock star lives. And then when I imagined the life of an author, it was that, but quiet. Quiet, no one knows your face. You don't know what your favorite author looks like, probably. Maybe one. But like, most times you read a book, you have no idea what the guy or the girl looks like. That's so cool. But having this idea of all these things I wanted to do and breezing through them, like a bull in a china shop. Like, I've been to 47 states and 7 or 8 countries, hosted 4 domestic retreats, 2 international retreats. I totaled it up in the car today. I was like, lad, taken 50 people places and made them feel things like what we're just talking about. Like, that's crazy. Awesome. I've written my first book. I have been self-employed for X amount of years. I've made more money than my dad and my stepdad. I've like all these things where you're just like, wow, there's a lot of living and I love it. And it's juicy, right? And then I think of life as like staircases and landings. And you get to the top of a staircase, a climb that was super fulfilling, and you sit down on the landing and you're like, damn, we did that. That was sick. Mm-hmm. And I've been sitting on the landing for a little longer than I expected to sit on the landing recently. I'm like, where's the next staircase? Interesting. And looking at the bucket list, and the items on the bucket list are bigger and longer processes. And it's like, okay, I said the other day, I want to buy a house, right? I want to buy a house because I want to design the space. And then when I design the space, I can get a golden retriever. And there's these things of like how I want to operate in my day to day that can't happen in an apartment. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can't paint the wall green. Can't have a dog here. There's these different restrictions, and restrictions produce creativity in us. So I'm not mad that they're there. I'm just sitting with them and I'm like, this is going to be a long road. I need 40 grand cash that I don't need for something else. Right. And so they're just like, okay. And I don't have somebody like Lad and I are too new of a couple to be like, babe, do you want to go in on this? Like no, it's me and it's me right now. It's like, could I randomly get a call that I inherited a bunch of money. Yeah, I could. That's
Can't bank
happened
on
to
it,
me.
though.
I'm not going to plan on it, right? And so it's like a lot of goals like that. Like the next book that I'm writing is over 300 pages long. It's going to take me a year and 3 months to write. And when it drops, I want to do a book tour. And again, start living out of a suitcase a little bit, right? Kind of go back to that vagabond roots, go back to making people feel things, have a keynote, bring people through it. We're a minute out from that. I want to have a house. I saw a really depressing study the other day, too, actually. One was the boomers will often say, like, just don't go out to coffee. You'll buy your house, right? They give you these little, like, what? Or you think coffee's the problem? Like, I make all my matcha at home. I get a coffee once a month. Like, that's not it, right? If our minimum wage was $66 right now, it'd be equivalent to the boomers' dollar power. That's depressing.
Dang.
Okay, cards are stacked against me. Note to self, if I'm not making at least $66 an hour, I'm basically making minimum wage. That's a cool little like reality check for myself, right?
Right.
There's that masculine. You're like, well, that sucks. Boom, right? Then there's this stat that's like talking about Montana real estate. I'm like thinking, I want to buy a house in Whitefish. And like everybody hates Whitefish, just like everybody hates Scottsdale. It's like the bougie area, right?
Yeah, it's sick up there.
My whole deal is if you can live where the rich people live, you will always have money because you're always going to be with somebody that owns a business or says yes to the web design or whatever. Like be around where the money is, right? So I'm like, no, I'm going to own a house in Whitefish. And it was this realtor. And I was like, hardest places to buy houses in Montana. Whitefish is number one. I'm like, we're setting out on a mission. And I am nose to nose with the reality of that mission, right?
Yeah.
And also, who cares if it takes a minute? Like, what else am I going to do, right? So a lot of my goals right now are maybe not professional. It's like the book is a passion project.
Oh, yeah.
The house is also a passion project, really, if you look at it. And to start, this is the biggest one that feels like it has baby steps that I can actually participate in actively, is to start to participate in the communities that I previously only witnessed. So an example of this is when you do CrossFit, you first look at CrossFitters usually and you go, wow, I'd like to be fit like that. You're admiring a niche, so to speak. Then you start to participate in the sport and you go, I am not going to the games, right? Like there's this, but you still get to be part of it. You still get to compete locally. You still have your gym buddies or whatever. Or you have your PR and it's still this lived experience. I'm doing that right now with art. There are so many artists and authors and musicians that for years I've just been like, that's really cool. It's like, hey, the time is coming to put your art into the world. So like, I'm going to be flower dyeing sheets, shirts, and signs in the next 12 months. Lad has so graciously given me a workshop, which was an answered prayer, a space that I can make a mess and leave a mess. It doesn't have to get cleaned up for tomorrow, right? It's not also my kitchen or also my bedroom. It's like a shop. And so that's one of them. But that really feels like a slippery slope in a good way of like, I'm going to start with those things, but I don't know where I'm going to end up, right? In this beautiful way of like, I'm going to start, maker's going to make. If you left me on a deserted island, I would pray, I would work out, and I would make art out of like seashells and rocks. Like I'm a maker at heart. And so it's like maker's going to make, and maker knows that I am a creative force in the world. And if I start, I may not stop.
Right.
And so there's this writing happening and this art coming out of me. And I said the other day, it's like, there's this passion, this drive, and this art that feels like it's trapped in my body right now. I'm creatively pregnant. And eventually it's just urgent, just like labor. Like a woman's pregnant for 9 months. And then like one morning she wakes up and she's like, now. And that's like how art feels in my body, right? It's like, I'm just carrying it around right now. And it's like incubating, growing arms and all these things. And it's like, yeah, we're probably about 6 months out
we're
from a
due.
creative explosion where you're like, Liz just started doing this thing. I didn't even know she could do it. I didn't even know I could do it.
That's cool.
Right? So there's some cool stuff like in the works, but it's not formulated. It's not like these clean goals on a paper. It's just like, I'm going to feel into that. I'm gonna experience that. I might go to a concert at Red Rocks. Like there's some experiences I want to have or like some things that I want to share with the world, but it's not really goals anymore. It's not these like conquering, clawing and climbing your way to these things. It's ways of being.
Yeah.
And like, there's ways I want to make people feel like I want that house so that when people come into it, they feel a certain way.
Right.
March 26th, I'm hosting 14 people in Montana because I want them to experience Montana. So I called them all and I said, come to Montana. We're doing a weekend. This is the most hippie shit I'm going to say this whole day. It's called the Awakening of Hearts Retreat and it's free. Please come. And so I've architected this whole experience that's a third physical challenge, a third faith, and a third feeling. And there's going to be some tears. Not for me. I'll be crying a little bit, but I'm like, we're going to open you guys right up. And there's going to be the comfort of 14 souls around a flame of collective knowing where you're like, you guys all feel that, right? Everybody's like, it's gonna be great.
That's
it's gonna
awesome.
Be great, dude.
Yeah.
So it's more about sharing things with others at this point. It's not really like about me accomplishing this big thing. It's like me just taking raw art to the world and being like, you know the song?
Yeah.
You feel too? Okay, rad. I'm gonna keep doing.
So it's like, it's like a lot of the things you've done up to this point is like you said, you're
Ripping
like
and running.
You're like in the fast lane.
Yeah.
I like how your goals right now are based mainly off of like you've already lived a lot, but now you're like your goals seem to be more organically based around like home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
there's what do I want to do? And
You're
it's
like
check, check,
trying
check,
to
check.
make a home. Like you want to build, you want a home and wife. It's okay. That's home. You're growing roots now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
Because the next iteration of community or the next iteration of feeling can't happen on the road.
Right.
It's like I'm being asked to step into a different level of facilitator and host. It's like that can only happen if I have doors that I can say, come to my house.
Yeah.
Let me make you dinner. Let me put you through a Lyssa boot camp. Like whatever the person needs, right? Some people need intensity. They need to be told to step it the fuck up, like life is urgent. And some people need the opposite of like if I could get Rob to my house for an hour, the man would cry. Right? I'd be like, Rob, we're gonna feel some things. You're like, what the fuck? Like, can data come? Yes. Like, you know, and it's like, it's so cool to be able to look at a person, and it goes back to knowing the temperature and go like, you need to drop in, or you need to get out of being so dropped in, and identify your gifts, have the discipline to create, and share with the world the courage. Right? You need discipline and courage and force. You need to slow the fuck down. And it's so cool, man. It's so cool to be able to do both within myself and now with other people in the pot, so to speak. It's just so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's bringing me a lot of fulfillment in a really unconcrete way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's no longer KPIs, man.
No, it's not.
It's like,
So
How
this
do you-
ability to feel,
how
right?
do you
Feel
measure
deeply.
smiles? Like we were talking about that on your, was it your podcast or your story the other day where you're like, how do I measure the success of these fundraisers? It's not
Yeah.
just the dollar.
No, it's not.
yeah.
Like it's no longer just the dollar, man.
I think that's the hardest part for me is, yeah, there's a piece of that I feel like plays a crucial part. Like I just talked with Alejandro about that today. Alejandro, I did a fundraiser for him and his family. His little boy just passed, sadly. And we were just really talking about like, dude, to be honest, I hate that piece of it. It's not like I hate the money, but it's like, it's the only thing that's measurable. And I hate that. So I wish you could measure like what we actually gave him. And he's bawling, telling me this, right? He's like, dude, you bought me time. It's like, I will never have those 3 months back with my son ever in my entire life. He's like, we gave that to him. So it's like, yeah, it's just hard. How do you measure feeling? How do you get people to feel? And that's more my mission. It sounds like you're on a similar mission. Feel something.
Why I got in the car today, Devin.
Yeah, so like,
There's resonance here, my
Yes.
friend. Yes.
Hope it worked.
Yes.
I was like, I mean, I love your passion for life and your passion for like true meaning and purpose and your mission to get people to feel something. Because yeah, we live in a monotony of just, yeah, you're crying.
Yeah.
The thing. Yeah, the thing. Like, yeah, stop complaining, dude. Live your life.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Feel something. Get outside of yourself. Like, allow yourself to feel. I listened to a podcast that talked about that. It's like, not trying to fix your pain, but sitting your pain increases your capacity to love. You know,
Yep.
and talking about this thing, right? It's like you might be in this lowest of low. That's what I talked about with Alejandro. You're in a low, dude, and it sucks, and it will never be fixed. It doesn't need to be, but it's not going to stay here forever. You're going to have a high at some point, and guess what? It's not going to stay there forever. We're just
And
going.
this too
man.
shall pass.
Yeah.
And this too shall pass, good and bad.
Yep.
I think that's why, for me, like CrossFit was such a gateway drug. I was so numbed out at that point in my life, and I had to feel something. Pain. Laying on the floor, looking at the ceiling, what just happened to me? Am I going to
that'll
live
happen.
today?
Jesus.
But I think it's a gateway for a lot of people, right? And like, I would love to know if there's anything else that you guys would add on to that of like, what are some of the things that you're like, I'm going to feel something. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but it's going to crack me open. Like, we're kind of collecting that in my toolbox right now for people because it's not always through physical challenge, right? It's like there's different ways to get people to actually drop in. So
I think
would
it's so
love to know.
hard because I feel like the body, like it's all connected, right?
Yep.
And so once you experience that, you know, like I pushed beyond a limit that I thought I may have had, or I felt something that I haven't felt in a while. Like, but then it also does something to your brain.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, what's happening here? And then you dive. I don't know. That's kind of my personal experience. When I started CrossFit, I mean, I loved it. I dove all the way in, but that unlocked something in me. And it sounds hokey, stupid, whatever, but like there's a new person here. And I'm like, what am I capable of? And now I'm just doing podcasts.
All this power we podcast.
Dude. But it's like, you know, Fastlane. I did Fastlane for a solid probably year and a half, and I've slowed it down quite a bit. I think just because I know because of what I'm doing now. I can't feel this deep of a feeling fast. I got to just sit. And one, out of respect, like there's no way to like, all right, Alejandro, sorry, I got to go help the next family. You know? No. Like, I'm going to sit with you. We're going to walk through this. Like, you can lean on me whenever. I'm going to feel with it. Like, I'm balling with him today too, you know? And that's a strange thing for me because I didn't feel emotions like this before I started what I was doing. And I cried in front of Alejandro. And I don't cry in front of people. I'll cry to the camera, but by myself. But I'm not a public crier. So I was like, a new unlock for me today, which I'm happy because I said a prayer when I walked in that house and like, please allow me to feel this.
Who did you pray to?
I prayed to Owen and Tanner, my father-in-law, my sister, and Brielle. Those are all people I've helped or has been a part of my life. And, you know, and God, whoever, whatever, you know, whatever power, you know, I'm not trying to replace that God piece, but there's just a piece of like, I know people on the other side now and I know they hear me.
Well said.
So
Yeah.
I felt something.
Yeah,
It's
that's
crazy.
cool. I think that makes sense too, because it's kind of like we had a talk with somebody the other night, and we were just talking about like, I think a lot of people do this, but I think you can't stress it enough. Is like really sitting in what you really think is most important. And like when we were having this conversation, essentially it was like, what are your needs? There's so many wants in life. There's so many things that people just get like bypass on like, oh, well, I want this. I want. It's like, well, what do you really need? And like one of my two big needs obviously is like survival. What do I need to survive? Unfortunately, money. Fuck. I need money, right? It's like I need to be able to make some money. The other thing that I need is my kids. I need my family. And when we were having this conversation, it was just like take every want out of everything you need in your life and just focus on the needs. And one of the things I've preached with you guys and with them is like taking a little bit of time to like cool off, and whatever your need is, just focus on it. So like my example was like, I'll spend 5 or 10 minutes with my kids in the living room, wherever they're doing it. And I'll really try and just like watch them and their mannerisms, their personalities, their giggles, their love, like fighting, whatever it is. And just being like, that's my need. That's literally all I need, is to watch what I have made. That is every principle I've ever put into them. That is every thought process I've ever made them feel. That is every type of, their personality is literally based upon what I've done for them, right? And Devin made me do something when we were in the Known. That was a group that he put together, and it was like writing yourself a letter to your little you.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody's done that before, but that one was just like so huge for me because it made me realize like what I wanted to be when I was a kid. Right. And we've talked about that. And that makes me realize what I still want to be without all these filters of life, of taxes and money and all the bullshit. Right. It's like, I still want to be a kid. Right. I don't know. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but like just really unpacking things in a way that just screw all of your wants and just focus on your needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's big.
Absolutely. It is. I just posted a carousel the other day that you were like, I can't wait to go here, so I'm going to go there. And it was about the statement, I would do anything to have blank. And then all the swipes are like, okay, but would you blank? Okay, but would you blank? One of the things that you just make me realize was, one of the slides said, okay, you want to live this life on the road. Cool. Would you be okay not having everything you need all the time? Because I didn't. Sometimes I needed a hug and it wasn't there. Sometimes I needed to be, you know, like with somebody, a familiar face, and it wasn't there. Sometimes I needed to see my mom, couldn't, right? But like, really what I needed on a deeper level? To go experience life, right? It's like, even when we are perceived like, I don't have what I need, it strips away and reveals what we actually need, which is so interesting, taking that like one level deeper. So it's like, yeah, I love that those are so simple, right? It's like, I need my four walls. I need my family. I love that. And if I didn't have that, I would still have what I need. There's this like, any feeling felt all the way through is bliss, is like the concept that I feel like you're pulling strings at. It's so freaking beautiful, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can say it, but at the end of the day, it's like everything else in my head is like keeping up with the Joneses. And it doesn't even matter what neighborhood you live in. It's like, you know, Devin lives next to a neighbor who's got sick e-bikes. I'm like, fuck, I want one of those. That's still a want.
It's a want.
Right? So it's like, I don't know. I'm interested in your retreat. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
What
sick.
actually has heart and meaning is the question you're asking. Because the e-bike, it doesn't have heart and meaning. It could. Like, I could have fun with my kids on the e-bike. There could be a potential dream there, right? It's like, if that never happens, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah, there you
Right?
go.
There's a contentment and a spirit of contentment. That's actually something I've been really praying for more of. It's just like, let me be content in the boring Tuesday. Like, I want to be just as stoked on a Tuesday as I am on a Saturday. Always.
Right.
Just bringing it back to, again, like, where can I infuse joy? With the simple, it's not usually money. It's usually the mountains. It's usually like a beverage. Like, it's just like, okay, cool. It's so simple.
Yeah, it
Simple
is.
stuff.
We overcomplicate the shit out of it.
Dude, we do. I do. I'm so guilty of that.
No, we all do.
Like placing my happiness in things like
when
the
I get here, I'm
items.
going to be happy. The
Yeah.
destination
Oh,
thing. Yeah.
that's too. Yeah, like in this future version of myself, I spoke about that where I'm like, I place all this weight on this person I'm chasing, and guess what? The gap never closes. I'm never gonna be that person because I might achieve this new thing, like even this, right? We have a podcast out now, which is sick, you know. But like now, I'm like, okay, like future me, I'm looking over the shoulder again of like, what's next? Like, no, I need to sit in this, and just be still and be thankful that I have this opportunity. This piece of my life is happening. I want to sit with it, and it's freaking cool. And like, should I just read what I wrote that one night?
You should. Yeah, because I think that's a big thing too, is like, I'm so guilty of it all the time too, but I always go back to what I said. I try and practice that. I am not perfect by any regards. I still go into the freaking gun shop and I'm like, I need every 5.56 in here and
Now.
every freaking scope.
Yeah, me too.
But still, it's like, I know that's where I need to put my principles in that. Those are my virtues.
There's a biological thing happening there as a man where you're like, I need to protect and provide, need things, right? Like, thank God your testosterone is high enough to want the guns.
Shout out Jordan Hill.
I love it. That's my perspective on that. A man that is without want is a man that is without drive.
That's cool.
It's like, thanks for wanting things,
Yeah.
Tyler. We need you to want things in life.
All right.
Sincerely, all women.
Thank you for giving me the acceptance.
Well, I think that's
to
what it
buy
is too.
every
It's
gun.
like it's okay to want.
Yeah.
It's not okay to place your happiness or your feelings in the want.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to get it and work for it and put your time into trying to get the gun, get whatever. But it's like, yeah, don't place all of your worth in this thing.
Yeah.
And I get caught in that.
So a little foreshadowing on that backstory. Is this what you wrote the day that I said it? That's crazy.
I just write little notes, thoughts, whatever.
So we were having this huge conversation with somebody that was going through a rough time. And me and Devin are always, Tommy too, like we're on this wavelength. It seems like a lot of times where it's like, I'll say something and an hour later he's like, I literally just talked about this.
Devin's like, I heard you think that.
Yeah.
So that evening we were having this conversation and then Devin's like, well, that's weird. That's crazy because I'm in the, what'd you say, Brolam's grocery store parking lot.
I was eating sushi.
By
I was eating
himself?
grocery store sushi upstairs. Yeah.
That's what made you feel it.
Bicep.
Yeah. And
I do it with my fingers, dude. I'm not a toothpick. What was it called? I'm not a toothpick kind of sushi. My bad.
you're a Dapper Dan, man.
Yeah, she's like, I mean, yeah, we were talking, and it's a she, but she just kept saying all these wants. I'm like, bro,
Need.
yeah. And it's like, so I literally wrote this. It's like, you don't need more, you want more, but you're confusing want with need, and it's stealing your peace. If you stay focused on what's missing, you'll miss what's already here. It's okay to want more. It's not okay to believe you need it to enjoy your life. You can enjoy your life now. What you actually need is a shift in perspective. And then it was like, boom.
The same day we have to have a conversation with somebody before we even talked about it. It's crazy.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
I had a client go through the extraction process that I was describing earlier, and her rip on life, her final thesis statement that came out of it was, "Don't miss it."
That's cool.
That's
I
awesome.
love
And
that.
that is so in line with what you just said.
That's sweet.
Don't miss it.
Whatever you do, don't miss it. She had a dad that was battling cancer. He's luckily okay, but man, it rocked her. She was like, "Oh, it's here to
life into
teach me not to miss it." Yeah, so good, man.
Don't miss it.
But it's unfortunate that we wait until a time in our life that notches us or whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, it actually goes in like cycles, right? But it's like this hits you so hard. And then it's like, damn it, don't miss it. And it goes for like 2 or 3 years. And then you're like, I need this. I need this. I want this. I want this. I want this. And then it's like something else hits you and you're like, I did it again.
Yeah, that's
Don't
crazy.
miss it. Like I was watching, we had a Facebook story pop up the other day. Jen might have shared it. Like it was my dad. My dad passed away 3 years ago now, maybe. And he had an art studio. He did watercolors. He did whatever. And so like, I was super fortunate. I owned the house. It was a big, like monster studio. It used to be a ballroom dancing studio. When I bought the house and my dad was like, he's painting in his garage. And I was like, Dad, why don't you just take this art studio? Or why don't you just take this studio and make it yours? And he's like, well, what do I owe you in rent? I said, nothing. You can never repay me for what you've taught me. And he's like, okay. And so like his whole wall's like, everything is so full of art. And I'm like, why don't you sell some of this stuff? Anyways, so my kids, I was fortunate. My kids would be like, we're going to see Grandpa. And I'm like, okay, see ya. And they go over and we'd like walk over an hour later and they're like playing Monopoly or like they're freaking rollerblading around the studio or like pushing him in his wheelchair, like not wheelchair, but like the wheelie chair, like pushing him around or he's pushing them around or whatever. And so like my wife took the picture of my son and him playing Monopoly and she reposted it the other day on Facebook. And she was like, she just said like, I miss these memories or something like that. And I was like, yeah, that guy he always, let's see, no matter how busy he was, he always made time to take those little moments and like make sure that they were made. And I was like, damn it. I'm like, man, like, and he would like, it wasn't like, oh, 3 years ago, his dad died. I got to make these moments. Like he did it. It was always for the 38 years that I can remember being alive. Like he always was there to make memories no matter what. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, wish I could be like that because that's tough.
Yeah,
That's way hard.
it's like someone that doesn't just love; they like inhabit their love.
Yeah.
They're in it all the. It's kind of goes back to like the notion of like it's just not that deep. That's a person who knows it's not that deep. Whatever it is, the perceived like I have to get this thing done. Your dad like knew, and it's not that deep. Like this is more important.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So
Tough. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
Trying to figure it out.
It's hard. It's like another
Reps.
limit.
For real though,
Yeah.
things just this mind shift change. Like even talking about beliefs, right? Core beliefs, whatever they are. What are yours again?
Right now, my core like top 2 values are expression and growth.
That's cool.
It used to be freedom and growth. Things evolve.
Hey, we can still put freedom in here.
Yeah. I only let myself
Is there a
have
reason
2.
for 2?
Yeah, I think when you have more than 2, the word priorities didn't used to exist. It was originally priority. Like if I have more than 1 in each hand, I'm forgetting the third one. Like I can't juggle. So just 2, just simplicity.
Did you read a book about that? I'm reading a book about this right now.
No,
It's called Essentialism.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something out of that.
Talks
vein.
literally says that about priority, which is funny. Where was I going with this? I was going to say something cool, but must not be important.
Something about core beliefs and values.
Oh, core
You were
beliefs,
asking about
yeah.
those, yeah.
Your beliefs and like trying to figure out how to like be more present, more soaking up the moment, and that's something I have to really, really work on. And I don't know why I've been this way since I was young. Just like always looking forward to the next season and not being in the one I'm in. And I think lately I've been a lot better at that. I'm not great, but I think with my values of what I've, my beliefs is, love and relationships. And it's like, you can't love or have a relationship if I'm not here.
Yeah.
So it's like my kids, my friends, with anything, if I'm always listening to this, living for this distant land of version of me, whatever. Yeah. I'm not loving and I have no relationships. I'm just burning it all down in my brain. Right. Like, cause I'm not giving it the time it deserves or needs or the time I want to give it either. But
You'll have the thing without the meaning.
Yeah.
You just go for the thing.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the things I love to ask myself is at what cost? And like, there was a goal when I started my business. Like, I want to be a 6-figure business owner. I was like, that's badass because why? I don't know. Abstract goal. Didn't think of how my life would be different or not. It was just like, I want to be able to say that. Right. And in the pursuit of that, I started to realize it wasn't just be a 6-figure business owner. There started to be constraints and like, but not if it takes more than X hours a week, or like, not if it makes me an asshole to my family, or like, not if it makes it so I can never go home. Like these different things started to reveal themselves. And someone, I don't know who it was, I wish I knew, said, Lyssa, what you're talking about is not net worth, it's net fulfillment. And you have to look at both. I was like, that's the word. Like, again, naming things is really big for me, right? Like it lands. And so I always say I'm way more concerned about net fulfillment than I am about net worth, which is the difference between somebody who works in their business and on it. They have like a business, they love it, it's their thing. And somebody who just like keeps starting businesses, right? It's different personality, different concern, different priority. And I love that concept of net fulfillment because I think that's kind of where you're at. You're at that crossroads of being like, okay, I want to do all this stuff, but I also like want to feel good while I'm doing it. And I want my relationships intact and I want my time intact and I want these different things. And that is where creative solutions, I believe, like come from. So I had this program called the 24-hour business builder. And it was, you can own a 6-figure business, but you're capped at 24, 25 hours a week. Like, what if work was really 1/7 of your life? What would you do then? Like, and they're like, I can do that. I'm like, I'm doing it right now. Like, yeah, of course you can do it. And I was obsessed with this idea of working part-time but making full-time income, right? And it translated into an offer, but like, I don't think it has to translate into an offer. I think you can just live it. And there's so much beauty in what you just said. I don't know if you realize it, but good job, Dev.
Job is.
I'll get it out. You formulate it. I've noticed you have a lot of structure. That's not something I am good at. All right. So you're maybe it's women. I don't know. But like even the way you talk, right? Like I will have a book in 1 month, 1 year, 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what the shit? I'm going to write this many pages on these many days. And I'm like, I know that's what you did. Right.
It's a conscious knowing of my deeper chaos though, which is I will write the whole book tonight and I won't sleep for 3 months if I just do this thing, right? So I actually sat with Lad and he was like, so you said you want to write a book this year. Are you going to write that whole thing by like March? Like, am I going to see you? And I was like, that's a great idea. Why don't I write a chapter a month? He's like, yep, the book will take you all year. I was like, and then I'll have 3 months to edit. So that's where that came from. It came from somebody in my life being a mirror and knowing my chaos so deeply that structure was installed, right? It's not just me waking up being like, I need a schedule.
I'm trying, dude. It don't work.
I need a planner. I need to write this down.
Yeah. As much as I love a good planner, I'm a recovering type A.
So a lot of your work and a lot of stuff you're doing, I would say, is probably built off like, right, you're ripping on life, you're having fun, but it's still this emotion. If you're not feeling that emotion, this creative emotion, have you found a way to put yourself in that, or do you just let it flow?
If it's emotionally dead, I kind of leave. That's something that I've had to install checkpoints on really recently in the last year or two of like, hey, when you get bored, you can't keep quitting. You need to stay and you need to learn what staying power feels like. And staying power feels like often having a conversation of, hey, I'm not feeling fulfilled. I've identified that this and this is missing. And can we install that somehow in a business scenario or in a relationship? Hey, I'm feeling this way. One of the things, this is just a sidebar that has to get said, is like, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm confrontational. I come in hot. I used to walk into conversations like this. Here's what not to do, guys. And maybe I'm just like a little dumb and a little slow, but I would walk into these conversations and be like, you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this, and you're doing this, and therefore I feel like this. But somehow in those conversations, I would never get to how I was feeling because the other person would be proving, deflecting, defending all of these accusations that were flying at them. And it wasn't until I dated the dude with a lot of feelings where he said, I need you to flip this, and I need you to say, hi, I'm feeling neglected first. And then we can talk about where it's coming from. And so I've taken that piece of like lead with the feeling, follow with the reason, and applied it to everything. And it's like so much easier to be like, oh man, I feel dead inside. Why? Well, because this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. What would be an antidote or a solution to that happening? Okay, let's inverse that. Let's talk to 30% less people in sales. Let's close 10% more. Let's have a meaningful conversation every day. And like, it's so interesting how things can shift when you give them a chance to shift. And when you're not in this hasty pace of, I have somewhere to get by a certain deadline because I'm a woman with goals, right? Is like, oh, I can actually allow my experiences to evolve and iterate. And like, it's always going to be this messy dance, but like, I love it. Holy moly. Thank God we can iterate. Thank God I can go to anybody in my life and say, hey, this is happening. Where can we make a 10% change? Like, it doesn't have to be a 180 all the time. It could be a 10-degree shift, and like it completely resets your trajectory. Even a 2-degree shift resets your trajectory, right? And so like having that structure comes back to like, they're all just 10% installments at this point. None of them are 180s anymore. And it's like so much more palatable versus going from chaos to like, I need a schedule tomorrow. It's 100% functional. So anyway, I don't know where that came from.
Get that going.
Had to go there.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, man.
No, I like that though, because it's kind of, you said something that kind of made me think about like, how many times have you think you've been in an argument and you end up into the argument and you're like, I don't even remember what the fuck I was arguing about.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Multiple
Just
times, right? So it's like, I've caught myself in that situation with just not arguments, but just like talks all together. I'm like, I don't even remember like what the point is, but it's like, if you can focus on just like when you go into something and you're thinking about just that goal and you don't get into the weeds of like, well, it made me feel like this. And it like that takes you into a different highway, into a different town of like, you don't even realize how to get the map back to the fucking town you wanted to be in because you were already arguing about or talking about something else. So it's like, I think that's what you were thinking about, task oriented.
Yeah.
And just like trying to peel back like the why instead of thinking about the emotions centered around it that could take you to a different place.
And like when prompted, when the other person needs that piece of information, they'll ask.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, well, like, why are we talking about this today? Why do you want to go somewhere else? Like, oh, well, actually, and you can go into that one feeling or that one side street, but like, you're not taking them on a world tour.
Right. It's like the 3 H's. Have you ever heard of those?
The what?
The 3 H's?
No, I don't.
So it's like the principle of like 3 H's for it's like this more mainly like in a relationship, whether it's like your friendship or whatever, but it's like 3 H's is like, can I help you? Can I hug you? Or do you just need me to hear you?
I love that.
So it's like, it's kind of what you're thinking. It's like, there's so many different ways you can go into a conversation, but there's a certain way, just like when you walk into Rob's office, that you got to read the room, even though you're going to freaking be you no matter what. But you need to know the context on like, how can I help the situation the best for it to organically be like advantageous for all of us.
Just go hug him every single time.
Just, I'm going to love you.
You ever hugged Rob?
Twice.
Was he like, get off of me?
What the
Oh
fuck is
no!
going on?
One time we were partying, and he walks up to me and he grabs me by the shoulders. I was very scared. Eye contact, like just do. And he's like, "You are awesome. You are delivering." Dude. And before I knew it, one of my cheeks was on Rob's chest, and one of my cheeks was on Keaton's chest, because Keaton felt left out. And he's like, this girl just wants to hug the whole world. And I look at him and I'm like, I've never felt so seen in my life, Keaton. Thank you for that. So that was one time. And then August 15th, my dad's passing. Rob and I actually facilitated a mastermind that day. And I wanted him to know that I needed some time to myself before coming into work. All things considered, I should have been there at 7 a.m., right? Like knowing his energy, knowing what the day held, texted him at 7. And I said, hey, I will be there at 9, ready to rock and roll. Next 2 hours, I'm going to honor my dad. This man was in building 3, working on cars. He must have set an alarm for 9:15. Walks into my office, says nothing, gives me the biggest, longest hug. I almost cried. And I was like, yeah. And then we facilitated a kick-ass mastermind all day. And it was like, there's no way I'd rather spend the day, right? But it was like, I need to give this time and space to be felt, for you to know just enough context on, hey, I might be just 1% off today, and here's why. And show up and rip on it.
Sick.
Like, it was awesome.
I think it's cool you can communicate that. Like, how much is just lacking in communication? And even like talking about arguments and figuring out stuff with my wife, even my own emotions, I've started to just ask myself why. Like, let's get to the root of why I feel like this. Oh, you're pissing me off. Why? Is it actually her? You know?
You are bringing me to my anger. You are not making me angry. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then also, if she's feeling a certain way, like, well, why? It's okay to ask, but let's talk. Let's talk this out. It doesn't have to be 5 hours, but
Amen.
but I think just having a good conversation and understanding, not deflecting, not blaming either. Yeah, we're pointing fingers. It's like that. We're all guilty of something. I know I am. So when I feel like when I've come out like that to my wife, the conversation gets way better, and I usually get laid after.
Hell yeah.
So
Win-win.
Woohoo!
Win-win.
You cheat code.
You got it.
Hold space for feelings, number one.
You felt the pain of that conversation, and then you got the pleasure. It's
I got
full
it all.
Way to
circle.
pull it full circle.
It's full circle. This makes sense.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You
That's
know,
good.
It's funny because sometimes that works the other way. Lad and I had a really pivotal conversation. I think there's like those checkpoints in relationships, right? We were like right around the 3-month mark. We had a very important conversation. And without going into his business and details, afterward, we had like the best sex ever. And I was like, what changed? And he looks at me and he's like, that conversation. And I was like, it's not just me. Oh, okay. Yeah. So once every 3 months, he's allowed to have feelings. Yeah.
You want to conversate tonight?
How many conversations do you want to have?
What was that? What's that viral video with it's like the guys and the girl and the husband and wife, and they're like, that just reminded me of, and it's like they're like, hey, take out the trash, and he's like, okay, honey, and then she's like, looks at him weird, and he's like, what? And she's like, gives him this weird look, and he's like, oh, you want to fight, don't you? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, take out your own fucking trash. And she's like, I'll take out. No, you take it out, you lazy piece of. And it's like they fight on purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe it just needs to happen every 3 months.
Fight to make up.
Exactly.
There's a song about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like way too high.
Wait, you want to fight? That's so funny
So
to me.
good. So good. Yeah, relationships are funny, aren't they? Like the little quirky things you do, and it's your personality being a Venn diagram with somebody else's personality. So that would never work on me. Be like, you're being an asshole. Leave. Like, that's not my humor, right? But I can still appreciate it when
Yeah.
it's like observed in someone else. It's so wild.
Like, I want to build tension.
just to tear it down.
I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to fight it.
I love it.
I always wonder, and even my wife, she's always like, "You think other people do this?"
Oh, dude,
I'm
that's
like-
a question all the time.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure.
If you really want to know, you can go on Reddit.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna ask Reddit.
jeez. Oh, that's a dark place, I bet. I'm sure that can get wild. That's awesome.
So good.
I want to ask you, and you don't have to answer this. This
These
is
are my
deep.
favorite questions.
Oh,
so.
shit. Oh, this is deeper, right? This goes back to the deep. I've just been thinking about the whole time, right? This
Yeah.
capacity to love, to feel. You're a deep feeler. It's apparent. And we kind of like touched on it, but not really. Like, what broke you to feel this deeply?
I think my dad ripped me right out of reality so fast. There was a fracture there already, right? And the fracture was my parents' divorce. I was like 8, and my mom comes upstairs and she's like, "Hey, we're not going to live here anymore." It's an interesting way to tell me that we are leaving dad. Okay, cool. So 8-year-old mind, very simplistic thinking. I was like, cool. They don't love each other anymore. That was the immediate first registered thing, right? And then there was like the register of change. Where are we living? Am I going to like my room? Like just the basic 4 walls, your tangible world at that age, right? And that was a fracture. And then my relationship with my dad became compromised. He was partying more and more and more and more and more. And my mom, the reason for the split, had said to him like, hey, if you're going to continue to walk down this path, I can't walk with you spiritually. I can't walk with you emotionally. And you're making me feel abandoned. So abandoned that I need to leave, right? Was a paraphrase of the conversation. And she said that for every moment that she was on a bar stool, she wasn't hiking, she wasn't painting, she wasn't cooking. And so just to give you a little bit more of her personality still. So we leave, we get an apartment, and that's kind of like the beginning of the break. I'm cool, going to my dad's every other weekend. We are partying. All my best partying was done before I was 8. Okay? I'm jumping off of roofs. I'm holding giant boa constrictors and like walking out of people's houses. I'm like, Dad, look what I found. He's like, put that thing away. Like, just like crazy. We're lighting fireworks off. I had every cover band lyric memorized. We would go see these cover bands in people's garages. This guy, Big Ron, gave me his guitar pick one night. And I was like, I have Big Ron's guitar pick. So I'd go back to my mom's house on a Sunday night. What'd you do this weekend? We went to the popcorn bar and then we went to Big Ron's. And it was like this whole, and my mom was like, you cannot go there on weekends anymore. Holy shit, what are you guys doing? Calls my dad, hey, if you're not going to do kid stuff with her, you're not going to have her on the weekends. My dad said, yep, we're not going to do kid stuff, right? So a little bit of a hard ass, but caught in the hands or the chains of addiction. So that's not him. This is his addiction acting out, right? And it's like, of course, when you're addicted to drugs and alcohol, you're not just going to say, yep, I'll be sober next weekend. It's not going to happen. So my 2020 hindsight on that is like, oh, that wasn't you speaking to me. That was your addiction speaking to me. Didn't have that insight as an 8-year-old. So that fracture continues. I start to see him like throughout the week. I'm like 11. He's coming over after school. He's passing out on the couch. Why? This man is a high functioning alcoholic. He is all party Thursday night to Sunday night, and he is all work Monday night to Thursday night. There is 3 ragers at his house, a bender every single weekend, and he's starting to deal drugs. We have 49 locks on the house, security cameras, and he's living in a state of paranoia, to paint this picture very clearly. And I now can't go to this house because there's a pagan living there. And pagans treat women as property. And my mom's like, it is unsafe for you to be there at any time. You're not going. So this is like a tension building thing where by age 14, I am like, why is my dad not in my life? Why does he not care? It's all about what it means to me as a girl, right? And like, again, 10 years later, it's like he would rather be absent from my lacrosse game than at my lacrosse game high. He's smart enough to know this. He's smart enough to keep a job. He has all these like built-in protective mechanisms amidst his addiction. So like very high functioning human being. And so that's building. And there's this, I'm turning 16 and I'm like, okay, my dad's going to teach me to drive. It's going to get better. We're going to hang out. I'm going to finally figure out what kind of music he likes beyond just what's on the radio. I'm going to finally ask him like what concerts he's seen. Like I had these hopes starting to form, right? And 3 weeks before my 16th birthday, all that summer, I was praying, God, grow me, God, grow me, God, grow me. I was already like, there's got to be more to life. I was 15 years old. And I was already like, this can't be it. 9 to 5, I need to pick a college. What is this bullshit? Like there was always just like a the path in me from a young age. And I think he put that in me with his like, you can do whatever you want. You can have 2 businesses, drugs and Harleys. You can have parties every weekend. I was like, what do you mean I have to go to school and get a 9 to 5? Like, that's not the world I come from, right? It was like this whole thing. So anyway, I'm starting to get really excited about driving with him. He's going to teach me to drive. It's going to be great. I'm sitting on my pool deck, sunny day, watching the clouds go by, and get this knot in my stomach. I have a knot right now telling the story. It's palpable, right? And you're like, somebody's in the driveway. I don't think I want to see him. And I look, our pool is behind our garage. So I like do one of these. There's a cop in the driveway. I'm like, what did I do? Or what did he do? Because I know my mom and stepdad are innocent. They just have parking tickets, okay? Like they're good. And so I walk around. For some reason, it almost felt like someone pushed me. I didn't go back to the pool deck. I went to the driveway. And you know when they say things happen so fast? It is like a blur. There's a cop shaking my hand and he says to me like, your father died in a motorcycle accident today. Like, pew. And that moment to the next 24 hours is a blur. But I remember walking to our house, getting in the living room, collapsing on the floor, hugging my stepdad and saying, you're my dad now. AKA, I'm so glad you're already installed in my life because I don't know what I'm dealing with right now. That night, my parents left and went to a concert. I don't think I should have been left alone. I told them to go. I was like, you guys have been waiting for this for 8 months. My stepdad and my mom, go. I call my best friend, and this is wild. My best friend, Ashley, her dad and my dad were best friends. Her dad had already died. So I know that she knows the pain that I'm in. I call her and I say, my dad died a couple hours ago in a ditch. He flew off the road, didn't have the right kind of helmet on, split his head open, bled out. I'm processing actually how he died, the logistics of the moment. I'm processing the first 3 emotional thoughts were, he won't be at my wedding, he won't be at my graduation, he won't meet my kids. Immediately at age 15, like, choo, 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 and I'm just being taken out. She and I stay on the phone for probably 2 hours. I fall into a deep sleep, and I have a dream that night that my dad's girlfriend at the time, who was also very into drugs, I have a dream that she breaks into the house that I'm living in, murders my whole family except for me. I wake up the next morning worse than I went to bed. That night, she broke into my dad's house and stole all the drugs out of it. So, like, there's these weird parallels with she actually did break into a house, not mine. Way weird, right? So it was just like a crazy thing.
Holy shit.
I wake up the next day, it's 10 a.m., and I have friends at my door with a griddle and pancakes. I'm like, I don't want to see you people right now. My dad died less than 24 hours ago. Their dad died in a car accident with them in the car when they were 6 and 10. They said, no, we know you don't want to see us. We're going to make you breakfast. You don't have to say anything. They sat and made me pancakes. that is the break, my friend. That 24 hours of my life was everything you thought was going to get better, gone. The permanence of or the impermanence of life, the urgency of life installed, and the aftermath of that, right? Sends me into a deep depression. I start romanticizing, like, can I just go be with Jesus now? Because, like, I don't have purpose. And this whole thing feels pointless. And then to make it all better, we were studying the book of Ecclesiastes at my church that month, which is a book about how life is meaningless. And I was like, see, like, it's in the book. It literally says Hebel. Hebel translates in its Latin or Arabic or whatever it is to meaninglessness. And I'm like, it's smoke and mirrors. This whole entire life is pointless. So that entire summer, I'm like, can I please be Regina George? Can I please get hit by a bus? I'm not going to commit suicide, but I am. Oh, I am. Please take me out. Like, I am romanticizing the shit out of that. That all happens. 3 weeks after my dad dies, I found out my mom's pregnant. Way too much change for one human being, okay? My mom's pregnant with my second sister, and she's like, yeah, we're going to go look at cars. And she comes back, and she's like, we went to an ultrasound. And I was like, what? Like, just not okay.
Dang, that's not an Oldsmobile, Mom.
Oh, boy. Yeah. And so there was just, I mean, that winter broke me, right? I'm trying to give you the context and the summary here, but it's like, that was a dark, dark place. And what turned me around from that was going to Romania. And I went to Romania when I was 16, so the following summer, hiked up, I think, the 7th tallest mountain in the world, and all day long felt like God was saying, I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done with you. Can't quit. I'm not done with you yet. The greater are the plans I have for you. He who starts a work in you will be faithful to finish it over and over. And it won't leave my conscious, like, the whole day. Did you bring me all the way to Romania to hear you say that? What? And I came home and it was a 180. It was like, I don't know what we're doing, but we're not done. And there was just like a force installed, right? And like, it all kind of got better from there, slowly but surely, right? Like, taking that mission trip and saying yes was like, I had to get a job. It got me out of my bedroom. Like, there's so many things I could pull apart and be like, there was these pieces that were all just so divinely ordained. And like, the ripples of all of that still echo today, which is the coolest part. It's like the God's not done with you yet piece, like burning my whole business down basically and working for Rob. Like, that's another iteration, a further out ripple of like, not done with you yet. It's not the Lyssa show. You're going to build the Rob Bailey show now. It's like, oh, okay. Learning to play second fiddle, learning to make it about others, right? Like, my goals are done for the most part. I want to have a house. I want to have a marriage. I want to make people feel things. Like, that's like in a book, right? It's like these are like things that they're almost inevitable when you just keep showing up for life. It's like, yeah, I'm going to show up and participate and it's going to happen. There's not these longings or like incompetencies within myself that I'm like, well, if I was enough, I'd be able to have a house. Like, it's not that anymore, right? Like, it is in your early 20s. You have to like prove yourself and like really feel who you are and be like, no, I'm someone who's got this. Like, you have to have those moments. Those moments are done. And it's so beautiful. So the break was very apparent. And then there was like minor breaks along the way where like people didn't believe in my dreams. I had a chip on my shoulder. People told me it wasn't realistic. And my favorite one is, well, that's just life. And I would always be like, yeah, for you.
Eat shit. That's my favorite thing to tell people.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
So this happened at 15. 16, you feel this. Have you read the book The Alchemist?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I have. It's a good book.
It's I mean, that's kind of what this is reminding me of. Yeah. Just on this journey, right? Of probably ended up back where we started. But have you guys read it?
No, I started with reading part of it.
I did the Audible.
It's good. Yeah, I like it. That it really reminds me of that.
It's definitely a full circle thing. Time isn't real, right? My great grandmother passed, and on her way to the other side, she said, I see it, and it's good. And she had tears. And then a few months later, my aunt had a dream, and she came to her in the dream. And it was so cool because I don't know if you guys have lost anybody have a dream about them. They don't usually use words. I'm not saying never. But it's usually they imprint a feeling or they signal something or like it doesn't need language oftentimes. And she says to my aunt, you're here now. You just don't know it yet about heaven. She literally said time's not real. Like we think it's linear, but it's just so not linear. And so there's these beliefs, you know, along the lines of The Alchemist and things being full circle of like, I don't think it's a linear timeline. Like it's linear here for sure. Like we can talk about yesterday and tomorrow and everything, but it's like, is it really linear everywhere though? Like we can get into some deep layers here. If you
Oh, I
want,
think
but-
about that all the time.
That's the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really, yeah, that I'm down. I'm down to get
The earth
deep.
is flat and clocks aren't real. No, I'm just kidding.
That's like, there's two things I also want to ask you. On a spiritual side, obviously your dad has passed. You're spiritual. I think you believe in some sort of after this, right? Do you have a relationship with your dad now?
Yeah, so very nonverbal relationship. We'll start there. There are times where, well, first of all, the underlying or overlying belief is you see way more now than you would have if you were here. You are so caught in drugs and addiction that this is so cool. You get to see it all. You don't miss a minute. You're with me every second. That's fucking special. So there's that aspect where you're just like, whoa, huh. Okay, so that aside, there are moments, and there's one I'll describe very vividly because I could rattle off 20 of these, right? Where it's just like, there's dad, these little things happen. Shooting stars, a certain song at a certain time, little things like that. There was one day I was driving through Texas, and I think I was on a 13-hour drive alone from one friend's house to another. Wasn't lonely by any means, but I was in the sauce. When you spend 13 hours alone driving, something happens to your mental state where you're kind of on a trip, right? And so I'm driving, and he used to drive a white Chevy, and this white Chevy merges right in front of me, almost to the point where I was like, dude, you couldn't yield. And I'm looking at it, and it's a white Chevy with a Pennsylvania plate. Someone I know and love drove a white Chevy with a Pennsylvania plate. Not to mention it was a Silverado. And I'm like, okay, all right, Dad. Okay, you're slowing me down for some reason, or you're speeding me up for some reason. Right as we're merging, I'm just following this truck for probably 170 miles. And I'm like, man, you're really hanging out with me today. This is cool. And I'm talking to him. I'm just kind of praying, just holding a state, thinking about him, thinking about where I'm going, who I'm about to see, all these things. And this song pulls me out of this kind of daze that I'm in. The highway hypnosis is what I call it, where you're just there. And the lyrics are, I'll be your cosmic cowgirl, you be my starry night. And I forget the rest of the song, but it's something basically, I'll pull you forward. I'm paraphrasing. And the sun is setting perfectly, and it's this bright orange, and this song is on, and I am just whoosh. Again, I'm able to feel one song at a time now. And so I'm just you are right here pulling threads. It's these moments where you constantly are subconsciously saying, am I on the path? God, am I on the path? Dad, am I on the path? I'm on the path. It's you're on the path, sister. There's just those mic drop moments where it slaps you upside the head and you're like, I'm so on the path. I couldn't be off the path if I tried. And I'm so grateful for this. And so I'm just driving and I'm like, okay, cosmic cowgirl, starry night. Let's go. And then it gets dark out. And so sunset turns into a starry night, turns into rural Texas, turns into I can see the stars. And I feel my dad saying to me, every single one of these stars is a pinhole to heaven, and I have a string through every single one. And it was one of the most beautiful moments I've ever had with him. Or it's a string through every single, what does that mean? Stars are often on strings in little cartoons. I'm like, what? It's no, I'm pulling strings from this realm for you all the time. It's not you making it happen, sister. We are up here arranging things, divine intervention, divine appointments, people that are going to come into your life at a certain time and play. It's not you. It's all gift, right? And so it's yes, I need to show up and participate. But most of it's just a gift. And that's where that life is precious sort of belief kind of ties back into. That was one. The other one was I was putting in his ashes to the ocean. This is trippy. This is one of those things where I'm going to probably watch this. I can't believe I said that publicly. But so we're dumping his ashes into the ocean, my aunt, his sister, and I, and cream swirls into coffee. I swore I saw his face one last time, and I swore he went, and winking was our thing. And then he dropped into the ocean, and I never saw him again, right? And it was that was an awesome ending. Okay, Dad, better to burn out than fade away. My God, just these moments where you're this isn't real. None of it's real because time isn't real. Everything's one thing, right? Just these moments of holy oneness with life. Where you're just I lived a bunch of boring days to see that song play at Orange Sunset in Texas. Rad. It's just so cool. They're intermittently sprinkled, and I feel you always get them right when you need them. Right when you're is it really that meaningful? It's like, yup, like always.
Indeed.
Always,
How
always, always.
do you think you've learned to receive? Like,
Those moments or just in general?
yeah, like, because this is something that I'm trying, like with the whole, like, so I did breath work, then hypnotherapy and whatever. And it all came like from Devin and the podcast and like having guests and like, I'm like, this might be something kind of fun, interesting. Why not try it? Yeah.
Yes.
And it goes back to like the physical activity to break you, to like change you to whatever. And it's like, okay, like physical activity can break me, but I don't get a lot out of it anymore.
Okay.
Besides like, this sucks. It's like, now it's mental in my mind. It's like, I got to have something. So that's why I did that. But it's like, where have you learned that, like, to receive, to get these, like, because it's not just I think we all receive like little things like this all the time, right? But we don't receive them actually. We don't physically notice them or mentally like take them in and say like, yeah, that was for me. It's like, what was the, Carrie said something about like dimes, right? It's like, I see dimes all the time now, right? Or whatever, like whatever the signs are. And it's like, okay, but if we don't know that, if we don't like think that or whatever it is, like we don't take that in. Like, how did you learn to actually physically take those things in?
You're talking about perceiving and feeling the actual thing, right?
Yeah, like your signs from your dad. The like, I would probably be driving down the road and I'd be like, oh, white Chevy Silverado, you prick. Yeah. Get out of my way. I'm passing you.
Yeah, I think like for you, I want to say this first is like pattern interruption is a really good ingredient. Like you're talking about going to breath work or maybe going into a float tank or maybe going to hypno. That's a great ingredient to have an experience where you feel something. You know then what feeling feels like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You start to know, like for you, you get goosebumps. That is an important thing for Devin to know about himself. It's like, I get goosebumps in moments of significance or resonance. Cool. Awesome. What are some of those physical things for you that may happen when something special is happening, right? It is just plain and simple. Like maybe if a child is born or you think back to your wedding, like what did those moments feel like where you were actually feeling something? I think that that's really good to like pattern interruption. I know what feeling feels like. Those are two good ingredients. Second thing is like, the Bible literally says like, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened, right? If you start praying, let me have a moment of significance soon. I wouldn't even put a timeline on it because I think like we are always like, I want it today. I want it now. It's like, no. Just, hey, I'm open to having really beautiful spiritual experiences. Could you gift me with some of those? Man upstairs, right? Whoever you pray to.
Sure.
Gus, we say God, universe, spirit kind of covers it all, right? So Gus, give me some moments of resonance, man. I'm starving for one. Like, express your heart. Like, you could talk out loud in the car. Like, I am starving for a moment of meeting. Like, please feed me one soon, right? Is something that you can do. That activates your reticular activating system, which is the whole thing of like, if you think, hey, I might get a gray Tacoma. Now you see gray Tacomas everywhere because you're training your mind to recognize it. So when you pray for a moment of meaning, now you're open to a moment of meaning, which means you're not going to miss it, right? That's the second part. And then the third part is don't look for it. It's this honest openness without like, I saw a feather. Was that a sign? I saw a penny. Was that a sign? It's like, no, it wasn't, because you would know it if you felt it. If it didn't make you feel anything, it wasn't a fucking sign.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I hate about the hyper spiritual community that maybe leaves God out entirely, where they're like, I saw 444 today. And I'm like, really? Did it mean anything to you? Like, was there actually meaning there? Or was it just a beautiful little synchronicity? Because synchronicities are cool, but they're not profound. They're not cracking my soul open and being like, I'm so glad I'm alive. Like, and then watch more sunrises and sunsets, period.
I need to do that for sure.
Pick one, watch it consistently for 30 days. Yeah, I mean, both is a lot, right?
Yeah, oh,
'Cause
yeah,
we have work and we have other things, but yeah, anytime I can look at the sky, I do. That's just maybe how I connect. But like, I think those, since the beginning of time, man on earth has rebelled over the sun. There's a reason for that.
Oh, for sure.
It's a spiritual thing. There's a reason why when we don't see the sun, we get sad, arguably, right?
Yeah.
So like,
That actually,
don't touch grass.
that was why Hawaii, I think, was pretty cool because like, I don't love Hawaii, like to go there. Like, it's not my favorite, but to watch the sunset in Hawaii was like almost sacred. Like
Spiritual.
in Kihei, whatever, in Maui, like everybody goes and lines up like on the road, and there's like hundreds of people watching the sunset.
So you go see like the green flash.
And you're like, whoa. Yeah, just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a real thing. Have you not heard about that?
I thought we were talking Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh,
The Black Pearl.
look this up. It's like
We got a tip.
because like when we went to Hawaii, it was the same thing. And then like there's supposed to be this like pivotal moment when it hits the horizon that it's supposed to be like this glimpse of green.
That literally
It's a real
happens in
thing.
the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm dead serious. It's like the I think it's called like the green flash or something.
I didn't see that.
I couldn't fucking see it. I was too young. But
Dude,
I'm serious. Look it up. I promise it's nuts.
I know that it's real if you're telling us about it, especially here when we're recording.
But-
However, I've never heard of it, and it sounds very interesting. I
it
love
sounds
it.
nuts.
So I had to sing.
Music
I'm
is
glad you
one
think
that
of
gets
pirates,
me.
though.
Oh, dude, I just-
but not like you. I'm not like. Well, I did cry.
Dylan's
I
a
do cry
pirate.
sometimes on music. But this morning I was
Yeah.
driving to the gym, and I've started listening to Alex Warren,
Okay, yep.
the Ordinary song.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not that song. I listened to another one today that was something else. I don't remember. I had it in my head, but it talks about like I'll save you. That's what it's called. I'll save you a seat.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And
It's a
it's
deep
like,
one.
and it made me think of Owen. You little shit.
Yeah, that, what is it? The Jelly Roll and Brandon Lake song has Hallelujah and the hard fought Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's been ripping me to shreds. man.
Yeah.
There are certain songs that you know are going to crack you open,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, those are the ingredients I was talking about in the first part. It's like, those are good ingredients. Keep using them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't expect a miracle or a moment of significance, but just like keep yourself in those states. If it's physical activity for you, great. If it's hiking for you, great. Like, I know a lot of people that are nature stimulated, right? Where they're like, I know if I get outside enough, like, I feel tapped in.
Yeah.
It's like, you should probably keep getting outside. Rad, right? That's so good.
That's awesome.
Do you pray a lot?
I pray a lot. Pray very informally a lot.
Are you praying out loud? Are you praying in your head? What are you doing?
Usually written. So
Wow.
I do a brain dump almost every morning. We'll say 5 days a week, like a reasonable amount, right? Where I try and write 1 to 3 pages. So it's always 1, but sometimes it's 3, depending on time constraints. And usually somewhere in there, you'll just see a little God, comma, and it starts to just be this conversation, right? And that's all it is. It's a conversation with somebody who knows way more than I do. And I love it, right? And it's a scrub for the consciousness every morning where you're like, and this is extracted out of my being onto paper. And I'll
That's cool.
Move. And so there's this sort of mental scrubbing process that happens within that. Julia Cameron talks about morning pages in a lot of her books about creativity. And that's where I got some of the naming of all of like, what am I actually doing? I'm not just writing. It's not like, hey, I just want to see how my handwriting's doing today. Like, there's a reason behind it, right? And that's one of my real core anchors is journaling. Always has been. It's like, I can just, it becomes not me. It's like my feelings become a train in front of me instead of I'm the train. It's much less scary to sit with them.
That's true.
Like, oh, you're just like passing little cars like little ants down there. That's cool. Some resentment. There's some inspiration. She wants a snack. I mean, sometimes it's the most basic, like primal thing of like, I want food right now. And today I'm going to eat strawberry. Why did I write that? I don't know. There's no filter and those pages are never going to see the light of day. And that's the whole point.
Maybe they should. Maybe you should be the next Matthew McConaughey. You can have a whole book about.
I think you can extract like a sentence
Yeah,
here and
yeah.
there, but like I think there's a respect for other people's time where they don't want to read those pages. They're way too random.
I do that too. I'm like, man, if somebody reads this shit, it's gonna
They're
be
gonna send me
boring.
the loony bin. yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, loony bin too. There's a couple. Yeah, I'll just swear at myself in there. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got a few different personalities.
Yeah. If someone saw them all, what would they do with me? Yes.
I keep thinking
That's
about
spot
to your comment about like your dad, threading through the stars. What'd you call it?
He's pulling threads, through every one of the stars.
Man, I
Pulling
read-
strings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you're religious in a sense of the Bible. I read this thing this week that talked about, and I think it resonated with me. It was talking about Noah's Ark, right? It said that there's a reason there's no sails, there's no steering wheel, there's nothing. It's like your job was to build the boat and get in.
Let everything else.
Yep. And it's just like it's like reminded me of that, and I'm like, it's twice this week.
Sometimes
Maybe
we
I
burn
need to
the
be
boats,
listening to
and
this.
sometimes we build the boats.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about the Noah story, if I could just chime in, is his neighbors
Oh, really?
must have thought he was a nut job. It's not rained in how long and you're building a boat, bro? Like, and he's like, God told me to build a boat. You would think he was out to lunch if your neighbor started doing that today. I'm going to build a boat out of wood. It's going to be ginormous, and I'm going to need it. That's all he told you. I love how little instruction he needed to act. It's like there is so much beauty in the simplicity of just like being like, I don't know. God told me to, so I'm here. Like when I said yes to Romania, I was like, yeah, I'll go. Where is that? In the same sense. Like it was like, oh, that wasn't me. That was the string, right? So that's so freaking awesome that you brought that up. And then my other favorite story like that is Moses getting into the Red Sea. God did not move the Red Sea. He parted the Red Sea, and Moses had to get in up to here before anything was happening. So he's like, guys, we're going this way. He's got all his people on the shore. He starts taking off articles of clothing, boots, whatever you wouldn't wear into water, right? So imagine he strips down to his beefy Hanes and he's like, all right, I'm getting in the water. We're gonna go that way. And they're like, all right, Moses, I think you're a little dehydrated, bro. Like, where are you at? And then he's like face in the water, like, and nothing's happening. And all of a sudden the freaking sea splits. What? That's some crazy faith.
Yeah, that's
like
nuts.
that, and the commentary on the shore. Like I so often we hear the main storyline in the Bible a lot. It's like, what were the people next to him saying? I just want to know. I want to go back and be a fly on the wall on that beach.
I hope
That's
this shit
true.
works.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Like doggy paddling. Right?
we're swimming across.
It's a CrossFit workout.
Exactly. They're like, oh,
Be ready
here he-
for anything, anytime. I
here
told
he
you
goes
this.
again.
Egyptians can't swim. I know
Here,
it.
here he goes again.
They're on horses.
They'll melt.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
he's
just
on
so
his bullshit
interesting,
again.
man.
Hope this works.
So cool. I think of the Bible as like home base. It's like there is a tangible something that other people agree with that I also like for the most part agree with, but my faith is still going to shoot off and personalize, right? It's not just going to be like my faith doesn't fit in a church, man. There's no windows in there. That's weird. I'm sorry. I struggle more with organized government than I do with organized religion, but like still, I'm like, do you know how church started? It started like this. It's like conversations, man. So I'm always trying to recreate original church, which was just like 12 dudes hanging out talking.
I like
That's
it.
rad.
That's cool.
We've got a,
You know? So
got
to
an
answer
alley
your, I
religion.
see your religious statement. I just needed to tack those in there.
yeah.
That's freaking cool.
It's like I don't know what to call it because like
Not
it's,
really religious.
Is it
not
Christian?
really
Is it like what is it?
Faith,
Yeah.
like faithful or
Faith-based.
faith-based.
Is a
There
great
you go.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I identify with that. My pronouns are free/AF. You know, it's like I struggle with labels, man. I can't.
I love it. That's awesome.
I used to put she and it. You know, like the
That's
shit.
right.
But yeah, I am the shit. Yep.
That's awesome.
I had to take that off
That's
my IG
re-
profile. I had to take it off. I was like,
I'm doing work for the greater
man,
good. I gotta
yeah,
take
dude,
this
I'm like,
off.
this is 82% women, and I'm sure 90% of them are 45 to 65.
Help me.
So I'm like, they ain't gonna get this. These shit
That's cool, man.
They're like, he doesn't seem like a guy that would be a she, but
is going
26.
on,
It's all good.
so good.
man.
You never know nowadays.
You're allowed to pick.
Yeah. Apparently.
Dang. Dude, I have so many. There's more questions. How
Ask
long
them.
have we been going?
Send it. I don't know.
Yeah, how long have we been?
Is Lad good?
Only 2 hours.
Is
and
Lad
30 minutes.
alive?
Lad's like a dog, dude. He's always good. That's his red flag. I'm like, you're just always good, pretty much, except for once every 3 months when I need to have a conversation. Like, okay,
I need
If you're
one
good,
drink.
I'm
Gotta
good.
get one
All right,
drink.
dude.
yeah. I mean, we can take a break, but
I just gotta move my butt cheeks.